But say you're minister of health, state minister of health. Who regard you as nobody? All you not deserve it. So I better you did shut your mouth and stay back at the class. But you love the on Twitter and want. I true you know some majority of the people in the constituency in the on Twitter. Why you love? Why you love use Twitter to come make your expression them? People like you is the epitome. You, people like you, is the epitome of a sad excuse of a woman. I'm sure if we go in a West Rural right now and ask the people them up there, is this MP working? All of them would have said missing in action. Missing. I'm sure if we go over the phone lines and ask the people them up at West Rural, is this woman missing in action? You spend more time on Twitter than how you stand up in a West Rural. You spend more time on Twitter. We never want Twitter MP. We want MP with them on the ground. We want MP with work. We want MP where when you call them, you can't get them. And that justify a big increase, my love. You know deserve me. If I me alone, all you in a cabinet or you in a state minister can use one of the worst representatives. You is one of the worst representatives. You know what I'm going to say to you? I'm going to done with you tonight, you know. But you say the next time you come out with your tough, crusty self, because when I look at you, you know what, I'm not going to disrespect you because I don't want to be told. I'm not going to be like you, Juliet Cuthbert Flynn. Not going to be like you. But I one thing I'm going to say. Check yourself, Juliet Cuthbert Flynn. The next time you wake up and thinking about tweeting, what you said, only look on the tweet. Look on the tweet of this incompetent, back at the class, State Minister of Health. You know, say Christopher Tanner use you up in the ministry. You think so by fault you know use your pre in the ministries because of your incompetence. All she want to do is tell people dash rebellion and justify dash rebellion. But when it come out here on, hear what the woman say. If we could protect and write letters when our women, elderly, and children are raped and murdered, baby, we would have a better society. That is true. Imagine the most vulnerable would be protected. A young girl was raped and burnt like a dog, and they say, and no protest. And me want to ask you tonight, Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, when have you ever single-handedly stand up for a vulnerable woman, girl, boy, child in this country, an elder? Where in the parliamentary records can prove that you have stood up consistently in defense for the many girls who have been raped, the many women who have been violently abused by men? Where in the parliament, in the Hansard, can it be proven? Where? Until you can show your line of constituency advocating. I have advocated more for women, girls, battered women in this country than any parliamentarian across any aisle. Records can prove it. I, Andre Stefano Stevens, have advocated more for any woman, girl, boy, vulnerable children in state care than any one of you in the parliament. Show me that. You, Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, have no moral authority and no moral rectitude to speak on that matter. Let the people who are consistent in advocating for the just and the vulnerable and the disenfranchised be the ones to tweet that. But you have no authority. You have no authority to speak on women and boys and girls and elders who have been vulnerable for years. You have been in the parliament for 7 years, and I've never heard you stand up. The only time I can put on record you have stood up is when you were advancing the discussions for abortion. You, the wife of the Prime Minister, none of you. But you can justify, oh, what an insult to poor people. What an insult to come and use the issue. So you're justifying that the only reason we should be standing up to protest is if we were standing up for all of those women and girls. And so you're going to say that the protest of Andre Stevens and the many who have gone before, the protest of what's her name, Betty and Blaine, the protest of so many before, don't justify. But oh, whoa! And this is what I'm saying, Jamaica. It's people like them why our parliament cannot be better. And the Prime Minister is justifying. You hear what I'm saying? We get what we get because they're not getting good pay. We get the representation we get because we're not getting good pay. Them not getting good pay. So how people like me now get no pay and me I defend poor people? How people now make me sweat become want to know by the sweat of your brows you shall eat bread. By the sweat of your brows. See ya, Juliet, this is a working man. This is a working man. This is a man working for advancing Jamaica. I never see your sweat say yet to make the people's lives better. I never see your sweat say yet to make people's lives better. All I see you do is tweet, disrespect the poor common people. Disrespect the poor common people. But Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, remember this. Remember this. And you have AC, Andre Stevens now have none. And me not bad mind your AC. But I can tell you this, Juliet Cuthbert Flynn. You are a sad excuse. A sad excuse for a mother who have never stood up. I remember when Queen Africa call out you and Juliet Holness, and not one of you answered with a tweet. You come and style up Queen Africa. Remember when you style up Queen Africa? I'm sure not say anything that happened to your daughter Zara, your beloved daughter Zara. As much as I despise you, Andre Stefano Stevens would be one of the first people to be saying this not the right to Zara. But I never see you stand up for thousands of Jamaican children or thousands of Jamaican mothers. But you're conveniently using their stories to justify no protest. But possibly, you know, I understand, you know, possibly her, I don't want to say, but possibly Jamaica. Possibly Jamaica. Her toughness, possibly her hardness, possibly her coarseness is because possibly there's strong levels of testosterone in her, you know what? Possibly the reason why she's so coarse and tough and so, you know what? Me shock me. You know, Jamaica, I'm going to leave her alone. But I'm going to say to you, Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, buy a bag. Buy a bag. Get a bag. Because you want to justify what is being done. You know, buy a bag. You know, one thing, you know, me not think no woman must tougher than man, you know. And when me look at you, you're tougher than all your husband. Lord Jesus. Me look at you and the man where you there with, where clear my your husband. You coming like you have more testosterone than the man where you man. You know, me shut me. You know, me shut me mouth and put on back my purple hat. Me I go back down at church. Me I go down at 99. Me I go stop and have tea with Auntie Dan. Because the way how Auntie Dan hurt her angry. Me I go sit down down that 99 with Auntie Dana and cool. Lord, Sister Dana, me in a purple tonight, you will agree. Sister Dana, when we look past certain people, they have more, you know, they have, then tougher than me and you will lavish people business later. Dana, shut him out. Dana, oh. When you look pan them, Dana, Lord God, then tougher than the man. You know, me shut me mouth. Murder! You know what, Jamaica? When me look, you know, when me shut my mouth, make me shut my mouth, because me not have no luck. Me not have no luck, Jamaica. Me not have no limited. So make me shut my mouth. Aye, Jesus, I come to the gardens alone. He promised never to leave me, never to leave us alone. Let me go take a quick break the Jamaica and cool down myself. Lord, Planka Nation. Make me shut my mouth because me bust up some liberty over here. Yes, I not respect the woman. Make me shut my mouth and go cool down myself. Lord Jesus. Anybody have no jelly out there? Or call Annette and tell Annette me need little soup. Me can't get a quick break then, man. Lord Jesus. Make me Dana. Me say so.
For them Vince a course.
Come man, give me the break. Me want to go clean up back myself because a big interview.
Me not bad mind no.
Come man, me not bad mind 99 for big.
Me not bad mind nobody. For them Vince a course. Or them squatter land. Every ghetto youth. For have them castle. Or a mansion. Bossy lock. You know see them sell we out cheap. Then them sign a crappy deal for your happy meal. With the money they want no robber on no steal. Bring back everything, all cookie look good tail. We no can't escape when Jack pussy seven sail. Weeping and mourning, gnashing off tail. All the graduates are high and blood running on his trail. 14 baby died, the mother them a call. We squatters in a the place where we born and we grow. Government badness, them I use right, yes, sir. Over burn a lot, me see you broke down poor people us. How you really feel when you're sleeping, yes. And why? Everything we do, we no fight it. And why? We no put in our neck, sir. Stop pressure with. On a drive in the country like a car. No record, not care about the soul. On a get down, no forget.
Welcome back, Jamaica, to the YouTube channel of the Andre Stevens Show. There is a leak. Are you aware that there was a leak of the CXC maths paper? There was a leak of the CXC maths paper. Are you aware of that? And they're investigating, and they have been investigating the leak of the CXC maths paper. When the investigations have been done, it has been confirmed, Jamaica, the leak originated in Jamaica. The Caribbean Council, the Caribbean Examination Council, is now saying that there was a leak of the recent CXC maths paper. And it was also Jamaica, also confirmed that the leak of this paper, who we thought at the beginning happened out of Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana, it's now been confirmed the leak came from Jamaica. What is now going to be the reality of this said leak? Will the students of Jamaica and the Caribbean be penalized for this leak? What they're now saying, and CXC is now confirming Jamaica, what they're now saying, and CXC is confirming Jamaica, is they'll be removing, it is confirmed based on the CXC head, the head of CXC, which was also published in the Gleaner, have confirmed that the leak came out of Jamaica. Now, Jamaica, they're going to be removing the paper too. They're going to remove the paper too. and they're going to use what they're saying, paper 3 and paper 1, to assign a grade. To assign a grade to all who have sat the exam. So they're using paper 1 and the school-based assessment to confirm a grade. Is that a good thing for Jamaican students or a bad thing? Possibly we'll see, Jamaica, because it is said that many students struggled with the paper 2. Many students struggled with paper 2. It is being said. So I'm saying to Jamaica tonight, let us see what will be the outcome, if the grading will be harder. But I can say to Jamaica, the leak has been confirmed. It is even further stated that the leak came from Jamaica. But we're monitoring this situation closely. I'm hoping that other exams within CXC will not be compromised. I'm saying tonight again, I hope, Jamaica, that in other cases, this issue is not compromised in other subjects or other disciplines. But Jamaica, I'm telling you, it's not looking good. And this is a major call for concern. How could the paper have been leaked? And I'm saying, Jamaica, I am saying, let us review this. And I'm asking in the interest of the integrity of the examination that no further papers be leaked. I'm asking Jamaica. I'm asking tonight. I want to get into the class tonight again. And tonight, Jamaica, I want to go back. I really want to remind Jamaicans. Can we play the video when Andrew Holness was leader of the opposition? Now, before we play that video, there has been a ruling in the... There's been a ruling in Trinidad. I'm not sure if you're all aware of the ruling. But in that ruling, the Privy Council ruled that Dr. Keith Rowley's administration has been unlawful to have postponed. Not sure if you're aware, but it has ruled that Dr. Keith Rowley's administration has been unlawful to postpone local government elections. That's the ruling from the Privy Council. Almost 8 years, Jamaica has not have or had a local government election. Therefore, if we have had such a similar situation, who will be carrying this government to court? Who will be carrying this government to court? Who will be carrying this government to the Supreme Court based on the landmark ruling made at the Privy Council, saying that the local government elections are unlawful to have been postponed? Who then, Jamaica, will rise up in Jamaica to carry a class action against the government? Will the legal luminaries in Jamaica assist me? I believe I would really want to carry that ruling against the government. Any legal, I don't have the funds, Jamaica. Which legal luminary will want to assist me and volunteer their legal expertise to assist me to carry this case against the Jamaican government? Anybody want to do this, Jamaica? I am willing. Is what them would call me the claimant. And the claimant I would be, or I wouldn't be the defender. It's how I would be the claimant or the defender. Law people talk to me. What would I be, law people? Don't you think if there's been a landmark ruling in the Privy Council, shouldn't we do a similar, I would be the plaintiff? The claimant, the plaintiff, the claimant. All right. I am ready, Jamaica, to bring such a case against the government. The opposition not doing it. You don't think I should carry it? So, because, see the way in come a class, the plaintiff or the claimant. I'm going to, this weekend, I'm going to sit down with my legal team in. Because we would, you know what? It is, a local government election should be called every 3 to 4 years. And it's almost 8 years. Would you support the move for us to carry this against the government? We need a local resident, somebody in Jamaica to carry this. I am willing, Jamaica. I am willing. Seeing that there's been a ruling in a similar jurisdictions in the Caribbean. Will you support that move, Jamaica? Would you support that move if Andre Stefano Stephen carries such a motion? Tonight, Jamaica, I should have 2 guests in our studios. You asked me to carry them back and they are here. You asked me, Jamaica, to carry back 2 of the guests. And I am saying tonight, are both guests in my studio? Are both guests in my studio, producer? And tonight, Jamaica, the show go hot, hot, hot. Not seeing the producer's response. Oh, they're both here now. Can I get a quick? Who is going to assist in carrying this class action against this cruel dictatorial government? Can I get a quick, Jamaica? Producer, can I get a quick song or a quick break? Tonight, the program is nice. Every time the program nice, and I bless up the super chat and bless up the Zelle, bless up every little thing. Cause hot program this I go. My trainer, I couldn't come at training today. Me have 1 whole heap of things that today.
Mighty God, we need your divine intervention. We're tired of the labor rights. We're tired of the green people. We are so far. We can't take it no more. We need this. We need this. We need it.
Me nah bad mind nobody. For them Vince a coast, or them squatter land. Every ghetto youth, fi have them castle, or a mansion, bustle lock. You know see them sell we out cheap. Let them sign a crappy deal for your happy meal. When the money they want no robber on no steal. Bring back everything, all cookie look good tail. Oh no can't escape when Jack pussy 7 sail. Weeping and mourning, gnashing off tail. All the crowd rates up high, blood I run in on his trail. 14 baby die, The mother them a call we squatters in a the place where we born and we grow. Government badness them a use right here so overburn knowledge me see you broke down poor people us. How you really feel when you sleep in a yes and why? Everything we do, no fight it and why? No foot in our neck sir. Stop pressure with. Wanna drive in the country like a car. No record, not care about the soul.
Can you play back that Almighty God? I think it will send us into an aphrodisiac tonight. Can we play back the Almighty God? Because I think
we need your divine intervention. We're tired of the labor rights. We're tired of the green people. We are so far. We can't take it no more. We need this. We need this. We need it. Help! Help! Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Psalm 46. God is our refuge and strength. Is a liberator. Join me.
help! Help! Our eyes that day! Help! Let go we neck! Let go we shot! Help! 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 Almighty God! We need your intervention! We're tired of them! Our eyes that Buchanan. Our one. Mr. Rattigan, you have a thing in your background giving a bad reaction. Producer, is there another guest in the studio tonight? This what happened to Mr. Buchanan too. Mr. Buchanan afraid to come to the program. Greetings, 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 Mr. Rattigan.
Likewise, my brother, to you and your listening audience. You're gash fire tonight, man.
What, Mr. Rattigan? All of these people have been silent when young girls, vulnerable women, children, elders have been in different states of sadness and vulnerabilities, and none of them have ever spoken. It's few like myself and you who stand up through speaking about the issues of vulnerable communities. And then this woman is going to try to conveniently, Mr. Rattigan, use that said argument to justify her claim. Why? Mr. Rattigan, make it make sense to me, no, man.
You cannot defend the indefensible. It's that simple. And so you spoke about them saying certain things. How about them? And you spoke about inaction and action, right? Saying that you can commit some infractions by your inaction. And all you have to do is look at what happened with that gentleman who molested the young, vulnerable women in the homes. And he was, and I use the word, I said cautiously, allowed to leave the country, because he should have never left the country. That man should have been brought to the bars of justice. I know he's somewhere in the United States, and ask yourself the question, what has the government done in terms of extraditing him to, or asking for his extradition to Jamaica? What has the government done? And it's because we kind of live in this world where, the Jamaica world where, you know, but for people like you and others, we would continue to see the 7 or the 9 day journalistic wonder. Things would just die a journalistic death after 7-9 days, and they get buried by other stories. They get overtaken by other stories. But thanks to you and others, that these stories, they don't die. If we don't talk about them, at some point they will be revived. And that's That's what's going on here. So I'm not surprised by the actions of this lady. And part of it you have to ask yourself, is this strategic or is it lunacy? You know,
Yes.
you have to ask yourself, because nobody in them right mind would have do something like that. You have to, logically, when you think about it, you have to say, is this something strategic or is this because the woman is an idiot? And I'm not saying she's an idiot. I'm just saying we should question her behavior. And that's where that's where I stand on the issue. You know, and by the way, she's just one of many examples. You know, she's not out there by herself. I mean, pick any subject, pick any ministry, and we can talk about it for days. So, you know, I applaud you for taking her head on. I some people might find that, I don't say you're done her, but sometimes people need to get done.
What you say? What you say? What you say? What you say?
Yeah, grab your mother.
What you say, Ratty? Sometimes people must get what?
Done. Get done.
So you justify the dunning tonight.
Of course. Of course.
Lord Ratty, make me catch your heart properly. So what you say I must do tonight, you know? I'm an apostolic. So what you say, some people must get what, Ratty?
Some people forget done, you know. Finish. You just trash them, you know what I mean? Because they put themselves in that position, and you cannot play diplomacy with something like that. When people come out and in a blatant way say rubbish, especially at this level, you know, she's a state minister. You know, she's not somebody, you know.
One of the very incompetent ones, missing in action.
Isn't she the same one who took pictures of that young lady, the young girl, who I think 13 years old, who gave birth, and she proudly stood next to this woman, and people are saying, but wait a minute, shouldn't we be talking about statutory rape or something to that effect? Or what about all the other young girls? And I heard through the grapevine that this young lady, she got pregnant by a teenager. But we know in Jamaica, we know that there have been many, many instances where you have underage girls getting pregnant by older men, and we don't see any charges being brought, none whatsoever. Those are the things she should highlight. That should be one of the items on her platform. But instead, you know, we see this nonsense. And I tell you what, I like the way you done her, and you just move on. You just cast her adrift. So that's the way it should be.
What a banger. I wonder if I sat did here when me had done that. I wonder if I sat.
See me, man.
I sat did what though? I wonder if I sat did here when me had. Or did I watch the program, man?
I sat and watch your program. I was watching the good night. I was watching the program, and I got so caught up. I forgot that I was supposed to
Big up
sign
the
in.
phone now, what's you're too far.
I was watching the program, and
To be a nice clean apartment. Him can't go on his Ratty.
must still too far. Much better.
Get the phone too far down. We're not seeing you good. We want to see you look like you're gone on the beach. Or you carry the beach to the house.
All right, is that better now?
Mr. Buchanan, good night, sir.
Good night, and good night to your viewers. Mr. Rattigan, before Andre started troubling me, I was saying that I was enjoying the program that I forgot that I was actually signing. So sorry to your viewers, sorry to everybody, but yeah, the show
So
was nice.
wait. I said.
Yes.
Is my dunning justifiable tonight to how I dealt with the State Minister of Health, who is conveniently using the rapes and vulnerability of children, women, and elderly, to say that unless you can protest for them, you can't protest for the increased salary?
Very ironic, she made no comments about the 7-year-old and the young lady who was also raped at the hospital when it actually happened. She was more caught up with her, with the thought of rape that took place at Old Hope Road. And so to conveniently now use this, I think what you are doing is justified.
Vulgar.
Vulgar, inappropriate. But it's like, you know, when you get new money, you turn idiot. So that's how it go.
When you say when you get a bigger partner, what happened?
I said when you get new money, you turn idiot. So you have to see with them. Some people not use the money.
Oh, because the Prime Minister said that parliamentarians have schizophrenia?
Yes, so something like that.
Gentlemen, there was a ruling at the Privy Council where the issue of the postponement of local government elections was given the nod to say it is unlawful. The Privy Council that members like Isaac Buchanan love so much is saying, wow, the ruling is unconstitutional or unlawful. Gentlemen, I think I would want to carry a case. I think I would want to be a claimant. I said, can I meet you, Bondi, to start that too? In the case of Jamaica. It's almost 8 years now in ICE that we have not had a local government election. That is very unconstitutional.
And you want to take up that mantle rather than allow the opposition the opportunity to do what must be done?
And I'm going to say to you tonight.
I'm just asking.
I'm a concerned Jamaican. I'm not sure if the opposition is concerned about the rocky road we're going down. Don't you think it would be a good stake if Jamaicans rather than the opposition? Because it could be argued, Isaac Buchanan, that the opposition is sleeping. So I'm not sure if a Jamaican should take it rather than the opposition perspective. I'm just saying.
It would make for an interesting court intervention. But what I will say is our judges here are not sleeping, so I don't think it would have to go all the way to the Privy Council. Oh. I think by the time it traverses through the court, that election should be called. I'm surprised that there isn't civil unrest already, because them say, I thought it was Big Nose, but Pinocchio might be the new name because the lies we tell is so unfortunate.
What you said, who?
Who? What?
Yeah, who you said? What you said?
I'm just leaving it. I'm just putting that out there. Who is Pinocchio? Sometimes when I get the opportunity to go through media, state media, not just social media, but state media, in one breath, we say to our teachers, listen, if you love the work, do the work to the best of your ability. Don't worry about the pay. And then to come back in another breath and say, you get what you pay for. So if you don't want to pay us.
Wait, Isaac. Nobody start it up to her.
All right. I
want to bring us back, Mr. Rattigan, in a moment in history. Would you want to see a moment in history? Producer, can you play the man in the green shirt talking about this things?
Do we have clips? Wow.
This is the Partner Draw TV. What do you expect?
Recognize that if you're going to drive productivity and growth, you must motivate the public sector workers. And the same thing goes for policemen who have to face the firing line on a daily basis. In the back of their minds, when they realize that they can't, as fathers and mothers, send their children to school in the way they would like, they have to ask themselves, why am I putting my life at risk? And so I am in solidarity with the public sector workers. I believe the government can do better.
I saw it. You remember that? Do you remember when he said that?
Yes, a very, very fiery opposition.
I saw it. You heard him yesterday. I don't know if you heard him yesterday. Can we play the clip now? Years after. Mr. Rattigan, you're rather silent tonight.
Patient.
Mr. Rattigan. Wait a man, make us play the clip first. Come, producer, you're storming tonight. Play the one where him talk on Nationwide.
Come into politics to enrich myself, but to serve the people of Jamaica. As leader of the opposition, I must lead by example.
Not that one, wrong one.
I will therefore
jump by as much as 200% effective April 1, 2024. More on this report from Shalois Michael.
An underpaid political class cannot deliver what the country demands. That's the word from Prime Minister Andrew Holness in defending the decision by his government to give a better pay to parliamentarians.
We sat in the cabinet and we agonized even whether or not we should even take any increase. Not something that we took lightly, because we know that there are persons who will try to make political fodder over it. As a country, what has plagued us is that we have treated the political class with schizophrenia and disdain. The truth is, you get the quality of governance that you elect. And every government is afraid to touch it, because if you touch it, people say you don't deserve it. Why we should pay you more and the country not running well? The country not running well. Because of that very reason, you have chosen to have an underpaid political class. How must they deliver?
The Prime Minister was speaking earlier on Thursday at a ceremony to pay respect to the late former Prime Minister Hugh Shearer.
I will give. Who wants to go first with a response? Who wants to go first?
Well, I sat a steer like him no want to go first. So I'm gonna go first.
No man, I want to hear from you, Mr.
Okay, good. You know, we've heard. Yeah,
Ratty!
Yeah, man.
Ratty, set a rat trap for Pinocchio.
Yeah, put them on the case, yeah. No, listen. We've heard the term "you get what you pay for." Right? We've heard it bandied about the last several days. Interestingly, MP Lisa Hanna wrote an article in The Observer dated October 24th, 2021, entitled, "You Get What You Pay For." And she postulated that, look, an MP is more than just a representative. And I'll read to you a little section from that article. She said, objectively, MPs are required to perform and be skilled in several roles and functions as human resource director, life coach and counselor, project manager, negotiator, sports coordinator, investment promoter, infrastructure developer, social development coordinator, undertaker, public speaker, legal draftsman, and national planner. And she said to perform in all these roles effectively is a full-time job. She's making the argument that they're underpaid. MPs are underpaid. However, at the very end, she said, you have to put some standards. If you're going to pay them more than what you're paying them now, and you should, she said, we should start by requiring minimum entry requirements with performance-linked salaries that are commensurate with market conditions and the expectations of the job. Now, some people might take umbrage at that and say, well, wait a minute. That's not, if you go back and look at the Constitution, that's not the function of an MP. But it has evolved over the years. And her argument is, pay them, but have some minimum standard, because I believe, and I'm open to being fully corrected, there's at least one person in the parliament who has no CXCs. And that person is looking at collect with So
what is it, Ratty? What you said, one member of parliament don't have not one?
No CXCs.
Is which member of parliament that's Ratty?
You know, you give me the name, because I'm kind of unfamiliar with the name, and I don't wanna run the risk of calling the wrong name. So,
But what
So why
about
you want to put me in the bangarang?
what about special skills in lieu of CXCs?
no, no, like
I've
I said,
previously been
like, I
I've
mean
previously
anything.
assaulted.
Like,
I've
I
been
mean anything.
assaulted
Like, I
verbally
mean
for
anything.
speaking about people not having enough CXCs. But when you don't have CXCs, but you have a chair or a stool, there are things that it shows your level of skills.
That's
Use of
called,
a stool.
as you and I know, that's called assault. You and
I
know
just thought
that.
it was skills and requirements to be an
You and I
MP.
know
I
that.
didn't.
Unless you're a carpenter, or unless you're in the wood, the cabinet making business, and you're
Well,
doing.
when the good minister said we should be worried about, the young ladies and the rape and the abuse of women, it had totally slipped my mind that there was somebody with no CXCs but a stool that was able. Anyway, I digress. I think.
Hi, Uncle George! Uncle George! Uncle Georgie!
Don't nobody talk about our national heroes like that. Don't
George William Gordon!
Let me leave that alone.
Let the dead rest in peace, Isaac. Let the dead rest in peace.
But Rattigan, just to be clear, just to shed light on something. The idea that you get what you pay for and the thing about sacrifice, the reality is this. Performance is everything. And I don't know any workplace that says, hey, workers, servants, because that's what politicians are, servants, for whatever reason, we miss the point that creatures of the constitutions are to serve and the boss is the people. I've never seen a helper, I've never seen a worker just come to the boss's office and say, listen, increase the pay and then we work, because that's what's happening here. So there must be, if you're not doing your job, you're not fighting crime, why should you get paid for a lot of money?
But of course the man fighting crime and just sleeping.
Well, I'm just putting it out there and saying it's performance-based, but more so, there was if we rewind in history, we complain about salaries and then we don't match the qualifications. So if we're to go with what the beautiful, highly educated Lisa Hanna is saying, then what happens is the very pool that we're talking about. It was an admission by the PM just yesterday, today, when he's talking, since this salary thing has come up, that who currently sits in Parliament they don't meet the grade. I'd go as far as to say that he would have said, if you get what you pay for and what we're getting is nothing, that means it's bare duns in Parliament.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well,
that's really the analogy. And because the conversation was made, and maybe because we're so bad at math, why the CXC paper have a leak, is this. It cannot be that there is no performance, there is no substance, but we're saying that when we get paid, it will attract the people who can perform and who have substance. So the logic is a little bit lagging. And from time immemorial, albeit that you would have said, Mr. Rattigan, that it has changed. When you put yourself up for political office, there's a lot of sacrifice that you must make. And when you make the sacrifice, it would also mean that you understand that if the country is being piloted and is running into ruin, then you can't say that the political class must become the first class while everybody else is impoverished. There's no vision, that is not realistic. And so the salaries respectfully should be rejected. And I can also go further to say that one has to wonder if it is practical for even the opposition to say that, well, I will take the money, but I will distribute it apart a certain way rather than rejecting it completely But the reality is this: there are persons who need it. And so why would you reject or not take what you need? But I think if you need it, you shouldn't be in representational politics.
Exactly.
That's just me.
Exactly, because
I denounce that argument.
Very well.
Let me tell you why I can denounce that argument. MPs are human beings who equally have obligations, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What I don't appreciate is the vulgarity of the increase. The vulgarity of the increase. Mr. Rattigan and Mr. Buchanan, had the increase be done in increments, year 1, 50%, year 2, 70%, year 3, 80%, year 4, 100%. Wouldn't that be more accepted by the many Jamaicans who were asked to make the sacrifices, to ban their bellies, to say to people, boy, I can't give you a red cent more? Isn't it also disingenuous that you did all of that through the negotiations, and then when the negotiations was completed, you come and say, boy, I'm taking a 200%, a 300% increase. Then in that, I am saying to myself, yeah, a long time them not get an increase. Right, Isaac? But equally, we know it can be argued that politicians have enriched themselves through many creative ways in this country. Many of them have several, let me shut my mouth.
No, so the point that you are agreeing with what I'm saying, because in the same breath, no, I think you're agreeing with what I'm saying. We are pretending as if these persons are landowners. Here's one, I read an article and I could have sworn a member of parliament said, oh, if my $800 million project isn't passed and the restrictive covenants lifted, hardship will come. So cut the roads and give me what I want. $800 million. We're talking about $800 million.
Oh, which member of parliament is that again?
Listen to me. Well, like I said, we are a country that's bad at math. I'll be the first to confess. Even with a calculator, I will mess it up. I say it every day when I go to the cash register and the cashier give me back my change. Me can't face it with her because I goodly can't add and subtract. So math is not the best thing. I think many lawyers suffer from that too. It's not a crime, but what I'm saying is this.
That's why so much honor to get disbarred.
No. It's thief get disbarred. Thief. But that's another. While lawyers who thief get disbarred, politicians who thief, nothing don't happen to them. Those are the things that we need to address.
And then get pay increases.
No, forget about pay increase. And even at that, if you look, you cannot compare percentages when it comes to increase. If I used to get $1 as a street sweeper and you give me a 300% increase, that has no effect in comparison to a man who is getting $9 million and you give him 300%. So it's never going to be justified. This will never be justified. And there are many
people in the Caribbean.
Yeah, look in the Caribbean to what? Countries that are more stable than we are.
And we have the prime minister with the highest paid salary.
Well, and what I'm saying is not only that. The prime minister says to the country by this salary increase, if you like me, pay me 30. If you don't like me, pay me 25. On any given day, all my ambitions have to extend to is to be the leader of opposition, to take free money from the Jamaican people and be completely useless and have no vision, but no matter what happens, I will get my 25 million a year. That is unacceptable.
Mr. Rattigan, me know you are born with fire over there. Because this man you come in an island outfit ready for bonfire, Mr. Ratty. Ratty. Burn the fire, man.
Well, you know what? I agree with Isaac. on several points. One of them is that when he said that the opposition leader shouldn't accept a penny, forget about the 20%, shouldn't accept a penny. In principle, he shouldn't accept it. He should have said, look, I'm not taking it, and I'm going to recommend to my party that they don't take it. You know, whatever the government wants to do with it, that's fine. But the moment you start taking it, and then listen to what he said, I'm going to take it and I'm going to find a way to distribute it to those in need and others and so on and so forth. And immediately what came to my mind when he said that was not that he's doing it, but the buying of votes. That could this be a ploy where they get, oh, I have to tell you this. I spoke to well, I won't say his position because you'll know, people know who I'm talking about. But a gentleman in the government, I contact him and say, congratulations. When we come to Jamaica, you have to go buy me a big dinner. And then right back and say, yeah, I'll buy you a big dinner. I'm saying, but keep in mind that half of this I forgot to my constituency. I say, hold on, wait a minute now. I have a problem with that. When you're going to rake in all of this money and you say you're going to give it, you're going to get that, you know exactly what's going to happen.
No, I believe he's inferring that the amount of services that he needs to offer to his constituents, he has to use it to get some support.
But that's his salary. We're talking about the government is supposed to do that. The government is supposed to do that. When you start having politicians now taking money out of their pocket and start do certain things for people, I mean, we are going down a slippery slope once you start doing that. Because as far as I'm concerned, this will lead to corruption. If it's not corruption by its nature, it will lead to corruption. And I just
today, gentlemen.
What, beg your pardon?
Today, gentlemen, I'm not sure if you're aware, but I was invited by the opposition to come to a press conference. I reached late at the press conference because I was down by Emancipation Park, standing with a few people who came to show their discontent. And I'm getting to that, gentlemen. I'm going to say today, I was very privileged that at the end of the conference, I told them, I don't come here for waste my little taxi fare. So I need to speak to somebody from the opposition. To my surprise, Jamaica, you all see that I was granted a quick interview with the leader of the opposition. I said, wow, let me go and have a prompt interview. And the leader of the opposition said that he's only taking 20% and using the other 80% to give to charities. But then, gentlemen, who is going to monitor to see that those monies are handed over to charities monthly?
That's exactly my point.
Who is going to monitor it? Because the opposition leader did not give me or give the country any assurance of how much money he's collecting then to how much he's getting now and how much the 20% would be then. You understand? Who is going to do all of those arithmetics? Because I am not a mathematician and I'm not going able to. But then, gentlemen, the opposition leader, if I remember when he became leader of the opposition, said he was going to establish an OT Fairclough fund, something of that sort. And when he said that, I'm saying to myself, what's the status of that fund? How many people? Because that is where I would have carried the interview today, but I wasn't granted such permission. How many people have benefited from that fund? I would want to get into all of those details. But I am saying, the arguments today, after 3 days, would you agree that it's a little bit too late? Do you agree that the 80% is justifiable? Or do you agree that he should just put back the funds?
Well, one could argue if him put it back, them just like a thief it, but that's another argument. Another thing is that the Fairclough charity, it is operative, and there are many persons who get scholarships from it. I don't want to sound like I'm an avid defender of the leader of opposition, but one must remember.
I am not. I don't know the intricacies of the fund.
No. I'm just understand. I'm just responding because you have put things out there, and I want to say this. If he says he's going to donate 80%, I know that he will do it.
Because you're saying the track record is there.
The track record is there. Okay. Not only that, when you deal with horses, I don't go Sabine and I don't bet on horse. But if you want to talk about thoroughbred, the track record is there generationally. His father has contributed so much to this country, and he is not a just cop. So him have guidance, and his work speaks for itself. So if he says he's gonna do it, he's gonna do it. My only critique is this. Is taxpayers' money people get in. So if they're going to do it this way, I pay taxes and I object. Allow me to keep my money so I can put my charities to places like the Road of Back in Portmore and Ripon Road and enrich those places accordingly. I'm just saying.
What charities run a Ripon Road and run a Back?
I'm saying you have to improve certain areas, like in Portmore, right after the toll. There's a little slip road it's called the Road of Back that could get some improvement with all that money, that 33% that they take from me every year. Give me the option to do the charity work. You don't need to take taxpayers' money to do charity with. Let the people who pay taxes do that charity and give them that tax write-off then. Instead of collecting taxes, then say, we are doing this. So if you cannot work with what your salary is at a time like this, you just simply ought to say that politics is not for you and go.
I said, but I want for clarity. Which charity there, Ripon Road?
Why are you stuck on that?
No, I don't know for charity on Ripon Road. NIS office?
I said charity. I said give charity. There are many people who are suffering that I could use the money I pay taxes for to decide who I want to give it to. That's the point I'm making. So that's where the slippery slope is. But I know if he says he's gonna do it, he's gonna do it. The thing is, he alone he's not the only person who ought to be thinking like that. And so the country is it's a matter for the country, because I always say this, you must always remember when we have these conversations, it takes $600,000 Jamaican dollars to be economically viable and considered to be living under human conditions in the world, on the world index. That is a mathematical fact. So if you're not there, it's problematic.
Ratty, you're always silent today. I want to mash you up. I want to make you angry.
No, I'm not listening to Isaac.
No, sir. Ratty normally have bonfire. Ratty now bonfire tonight.
But here's what, right? I have a huge problem with them coming in and having their own committee set up and then give themselves raises. And I'll tell you why. Because nobody put a gun to them head or a knife to them throat and say, enter politics. They did this on their own, right? They did this on their own under the guise of being a nationalist. They want to come in and they want to help people, right? But then you realize when they come in, who them help? Them help themselves, and them help them family, and them help them friend, and them don't help the people who actually put them there. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing that when I heard the story last week, I tell you, I had a headache. And it just.
I know last week, Ratty, at Tuesday, but it's coming like a 2 week. Exactly. We get it far away.
Yeah. But here's what happened now, right? It's like when I heard it, it threw me off kilter. And over the past.
So you're one of them that is still in shock.
I was surprised when it happened, but here's where.
No, you remember, I'm Jamaica. Let me give you some information. No, I want to tell Jamaica what happened. Tuesday, when the breaking news come, I said, you know what me tell them the part there?
Not tell it.
Catch you at a lie. Tuesday, I said, when the news break and me and my father talking, me and Ratty talk. Cause you know we are organized, like you understand? And me say BBC. Cause the news just break and it come from my phone. Ratty say, Andre, what do you? Somebody trouble you? Me say, somebody trouble me for true. Him say, Andre, what you talking? Call me hungry. And him say, Andre, calm down. What is the situation? Me say, go and Pangolin and observe a website. Him say, Dre, tell me what is the problem. Cause look like Ratty, I go send SWAT team and send me now and safe house now. When me look, and me say, Ratty, Andrew Holness just get that 200+% increase. Ratty say, Dre, nothing can go so. Nothing can go so. Nothing can go so. When you say chat, me say, but call Jeffrey or call one of them. Tell them no, Ratty, when you hear it, what I'm called for them to know the bank around where rich.
No, here's the thing that's really shocking. That after several days of ventilating this issue, and we look at it from every different possible angles, and then we get an initial story, we get a follow-up story, we get the backstory, we get the site, we get all kinds of stories. The thing that shocked the hell out of me is the reaction. The people's reaction today, the demonstration. What am I about? 100 people?
About 150.
150.
3 million.
150. Now we know that thousands of people affected by this emotionally, financially, and otherwise. And 150 people show up for this. That kind of inaction empowers the government. Because them look and say,
so let's be theoretical. And I'm gonna speak for a lot of people that might bust out laughing. Bleaching cream is very expensive.
I thought your internet bad.
Hold on, I'm not making joke. No, it just sound like this. The sun is so hot. The sun is so hot.
I thought your internet is very bad. We're not hearing you.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me check on that. Let me check on that.
Isaac.
Yes.
You said the sun is so hot, right?
Yes.
Ask your father about a Burning Spear song. Where Burning Spear said the sun is so hot, what says the fire? Right? Remember that. The sun is so hot, what says the fire? Right? And so, sun hot, me no care. Because...
Yeah, is it better now?
Yeah. People,
right.
Are we hearing him better now?
Yeah, I'm hoping that it's better now.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is, yeah, the sun is hot. People are still in shock. You don't even know whether there are a lot of people that sitting down and they really don't know, and they really can't comprehend, what are my rights and what can I do. But what I'm certain is where we're at now is Operation Vote Out. That's it. And it will reflect at the polls. And I can tell you this, Mark Golding, when this had happened under the PNP government, he rejected the salaries and he became the prime minister. So not Mark.
Which Mark? No, you're getting it wrong, Andrew.
Bruce Golding.
Oh,
Bruce
yeah.
Golding.
Well,
yes.
Look, I spoke to a very, very influential woman in Jamaica.
Yes.
Today, and she's been traveling and getting the pulse of the people.
Mm-hmm.
And she informed me that she said, boy, it's an uphill climb to get people to respond, because people just kind of resign themselves to the fact that I saw the thing set. We can't do
No, it's not, and that's what I'm saying. That is propaganda. What is the bullyism when people is saying that, oh, you get what you pay for, what you expect, and the political class must live good. No, let me tell you something. The political class from time immemorial were always people who could bring something to the table. This pot scraping and to borrow from the words of Beyonce, this cough it, where you're just coughing when you can't empty out separate, and you can't empty out Ministry of Education no more, and you can't empty out Petrojam and all of these scandals and SSL mashup and the money, you have to find money, like how Portia said, we found some money. When this can't happen no more, you allocate salaries commensurate and equal to what it takes to be a viable candidate in any constituency. $20 million can allow you to be a viable candidate in a constituency because of vote buying. It's too much.
I'm
And the
asking a
people
question.
ought to reject it.
Well, I'm asking a question. Give me your best argument in support of the wage increase.
No, so the best argument would be what everybody says. That if you want a prestigious government, you have to pay them, because a lot of them who are there, they never know money, they never own a business, they not come from the family that give them what you call in a classist society like Jamaica.
Okay.
That they have their money.
Stick up in.
Yeah.
Stick up in. So we have. So you say, you know, give them the money. All right. Let me throw out some names to you, and you tell me if them should get a wage increase.
Yes.
Dr. Horace Chang.
We answered that already. You can't sleep. And
Williams.
He's the quintessential example of how to make money while you sleep.
No. Here's why I ask you that question. Because there's no good argument. And so the next question I'm going to ask you is this. Since there's no good argument for the common man in the street as to the justification for the salary, right? What is, you give them a plan. Give me your plan going forward to rid ourselves of these people.
The Prime Minister said today that he's developing the framework to keep the parliamentarians accountable. When we were told that 7 years ago.
Long time ago. No, we hear that from.
Yeah,
but he says the framework is coming.
What?
But I'm going to say, gentle people, I want to ask you this. Do you agree with the Prime Minister's sentiments that when they are paid better, we will get better results in governance?
Absolutely not.
How is that possible?
Absolutely not.
How is that possible? Well, let me ask you this.
The man said, gentle people and viewers.
A lot of things.
He said, and this stick out with me, because as well, I said this is a red herring and it's very fallacious. Once you get better pays, you will see an improvement, or you will get better representation. I don't know if that makes sense.
Let me tell you something. Now. The only person would make that argument is somebody that never owned a business legitimate or build something from the ground up. As somebody who have people who I pay salary, me know you have people, if you love your job, you're going to do your job regardless of what the pay is.
But you said...
Well, no, I have to start right there. And as somebody who have to pay people, if I have to increase your salary and you're worthless, may I fire you?
Yeah, but listen to what you just done say. You said the only person who would make that argument is somebody who run a business, right?
Who never ran a business.
Okay,
yes.
All right.
Who never ran a business. Because that is the most backward conversation ever.
Yeah,
save and except for, here's what you need to understand. We can compare, when we speak of the judiciary, you can quantify what the judges do. A politician is put in, and I would have said this in other spaces, if the people have so much power that they can put in somebody blind, deaf, and dumb, and they could still win, because there's no criteria to be a politician.
Yeah, but
so that salary will never be justified.
Yeah, but go back to what you're saying now. You said the only person who make that is somebody who never run a business, right?
Yes.
I submit to you that most Jamaicans never run a business.
No, that's not the case for politicians. There are persons.
Don't fight hypothetical. You give me a hypothetical, I mean, I give you one now. I said to you, say most Jamaicans never run a business, so they would make the argument based on your theory.
Exactly. I would agree with you.
So we'll have the status quo then.
No, we don't have the status quo. That is not the status quo.
That is the status quo.
That is exactly what is wrong with Jamaica. That is exactly what is wrong with Jamaica. It could never be the status quo that runs Jamaica.
That's why we have the parliament we have.
No, we only know what we have now is the emancipated. Hold on, respectfully, the emancipated government has simply become Animal Farm. And I say that unapologetically.
All animals are equal, but what?
And
That's
so
an
the
insult.
pig
That's
there,
an
listen
insult to
up,
animals.
all
That's an
animals are
insult to
equal, and
animals.
now the pig and the dragon
Isaac,
are,
you need to take that
trying
back.
to say we need
You
money
need
to
to
be better.
You need to take that back. That is an insult to animals.
So what them be creatures?
Unfortunately, I'm
Well,
making
Isaac
reference,
cannot
listen
teach about
up,
the Constitution.
I'm making reference to a book that was used so nicely in CXT just this year. So somebody, the people at the Caribbean Examination Center or whatever you call them, have found it fit to ensure that Jamaican students dealt with Animal Farm because they knew the government that they're dealing with. And I'm not even sorry about that. And when we go
So
back,
I want to ask you a question.
yeah,
How
go
was
ahead.
the pig? How was the
What?
goat? How was the pig? What the goat? What the ass? What the fowl? What the hen?
That's why I said it's an insult to animals.
Who is the rabbit?
The best person to ask is the
What the
person
bull?
who is pussyfooted.
Who is what?
Who is pussyfooted?
Mr. Buchanan, I don't know. You mean what the cat?
I'm just putting that out there.
But gentlemen, you pay for what you get. So what? So that means that the performance within our schools, hospitals, police services, by the army, soldiers, correctional officers, customs, you pay for what we get.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we get this bad customer service in this country.
So
that's why police are fear hustle up away, sir.
Because them now get paid.
But
right.
hold on. Where does the blame lie, though? Seriously, where does the blame lie?
No, Mr. Rattigan, that me not think you understand. That argument is a solid argument and an insulting. You pay for what you get.
No.
That's a slap in the face to the 125,000 plus, or 150,000 or 176,000 civil servants in this country. That's a big insult.
Well, is there a difference between you pay for what you get or you get what you pay for?
Same argument. I thought you're a learned counsel. Isn't it being deduced from the both ends as the said argument?
So let us use the English language properly. You get what you pay for.
Or you pay
no,
for what
it's
you
different get. Because when you get what you pay for, what we do understand now is I like the argument that he made previously. That yes, they pay little, but if you love the job, do the best at it. Do what you love. That's the argument that was made to persons who were getting the wage increase. And I buy into that no matter what it is that you do, if you do it to the best of your ability. We are a third world country. We don't like to hear it, but we do it. We're taking the first world approach and putting the cart before the donkey. That's it. There are no horses. And that is a big problem. And so when you say you pay for what you get what you pay for, it's insulting. It's actually embarrassing. But what I get to understand, as Mr. Rattigan points out, the status quo is the representation is identical to what is happening in our society.
Correct.
So we really need to fix the education system so we can have critical thinkers. That is all it is. Because I don't see how a man with no sexy is justified in getting that type of increase just because he won an election. Performance is going to be critical, and a job description, respectively, cannot be quantified as a politician. There are just
But I'm going to ask you this.
Sure, go ahead.
With that level of insult and crudeness and utter vulgarity, aren't you surprised that many other civil servants never just put down them hands today and say, me go they go demonstrate? You know, I'm not amazed that this civil service is everybody just gone back over. But then there's an argument. I'm gonna put another argument to you. How convenient Rattigan and Buchanan. I love hearing that name, Rattigan, Buchanan, and Steve. How convenient that last week the government hosted a technological conference on the advancement of technologies from the Jamaica Constabulary Force, showing the greatest modernization of the Jamaica Constabulary. Those big vehicles, SWAT team, big guns. Don't you think that that possibly played on the psyche of the many thousands of Jamaicans? Couldn't it also be said that when the government or the police put out a press release earlier this week, that for all those who demonstrated, they have them on tape and they will be prosecuting them in due process? Don't you think that the fighting energies within the people, the fighting spirit of the people, were suppressed by those arguments?
Look, I watched some of the exposition last week, and it was a bad magic show. That's what it was. Because they did at the end, they did a scenario, a hostage scenario, right? And they come out of the ceiling, and they can't even put, the guy couldn't even pull the thing when used to rappel down. They couldn't even pull it off my waist. The handcuffing technique was horrible. The whole thing was a mess. So I would have no need to fear what I saw, because what I saw was just a joke. It was a complete bungling of everything.
Yeah, but you saw that, but others see big crane and big truck and big bulldozer and them something ratty. Me see that I'm here how destructive this man me. Me see when go fight, send Steve McGregor to take up man from under bed. Ratty, them people afraid of him, you know. Ratty, the people that I said, are you aware that the people are afraid of this man?
Look, well, let me make eye satan. Yeah.
No, I don't think you're reading what I am getting on the ground, you know.
Hold on. Well, all right. I'll yield to that argument. So let me ask you this. So you're fearful, you're concerned about your life and your family's life and your friend. What are you going to do? Just sit back and just take this up?
Let me tell you how I know the people fearful.
Getting ready to explode.
Let me tell you how much I know the people fearful, Isatan Bucket and Matty. Today, Ratty, when I asked them, are you willing to speak publicly, the people them keep the thing team. We can't talk Stevie, see them afraid.
You know why? You need a force to counteract that. We need people like you out there talking to them people.
But it's me is one of the few, Ratty.
Well, so
you probably need to
I sat next to you. They drag him with you when you go there.
No, so I guess that's what I'm trying to tell you, that I think that those things are simply counterproductive.
Okay, what's productive?
That whole thing where people put up they go and they get that thing where we used to use in prep school. Is it cartridge paper? And they get the markers.
And cartridge paper. What is wrong with them?
And they get the markers.
It is a show of a healthy democracy.
Hold on a second.
No, what I'm saying to you is that the arguments about we want justice and all of that it's not helpful.
I saw.
Just hear what I'm saying. Just hear me out a little bit. Okay. Just hear me out a little bit as to why I wouldn't go and do it. What my approach has always been is to simply, if there's something I don't like, I bring court action. I'm not even concerned about the fact that judges are paid more, because it's not a buyout. The judges have judicial independence, and I know that for a fact. And
not many Jamaicans are of that view, I said,
because of the way how we speak. That's what happens. No,
but when a lot of Jamaicans can't go in front of a judge and get justice, it is their experiences why they have come to that.
No, just hear me out. No, just allow me to make the point.
Lord, how you're so strong tonight.
No, because I want to appreciate something. What has happened is that the PR machinery has caused people to think that there's nothing they can do about it, but they can reject it. I can tell you that September morning, the biggest song on the radio is going to be like, if we don't teach them, they're fully dunce. Because the teachers are going to find better jobs and they're going to remove themselves.
Okay.
That's one. The teachers will do that. And I can tell you this. the best way to respond to that is that you get what you pay for. So one thing, the people in the public sector, them don't have to worry themselves, you know, because
right,
them can't fire you. Them
Hold on a
cannot
second.
fire you.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Andre, that's why I said to you earlier, please ask Mr. Isaac Buchanan to accompany you when you go out on the road, because hear what he just said. He said his avenue of addressing these issues is through the courts, right? He's a lawyer. He's a human rights lawyer. So why don't you take him and the people who don't want to talk or suffer, you have him represent them. This lawsuit that the proposed lawsuit you mentioned about the local election and the Privy Council ruling affecting Trinidad, speak to Mr. Buchanan and let him bring it. They can bring it. So you don't have to look no further. See the man right in front of you, right? That's all. See the man right in front of you, right? That's all for make the change. We are the change where we deserve and where we want to come about. We can't make other people do it for you because you're going to depend on them and them now. They're going to fail you. But the good book said the arms of flesh will fail thee and you dare not trust your own. Well, see a man right in front here, right? That's all.
I want to make it, I hear you and I appreciate. But I want to let you hear the tone-deaf approach of the Prime Minister. I want you to listen to when Mark Golding spoke today and how the Prime Minister was very cunning and very... I want you to give me your analysis of it. Producer, can you play that the recording that you played wrongly earlier? I want you to listen to this gentleman and tell me. I want you to listen to this and tell me what's your perspective. Because I don't know if I'm me alone. Hero the man get very feisty, you know, gentlemen. Producers, are you
Come
there?
into politics to enrich myself, but to serve the people of Jamaica. As leader of the opposition, I must lead by example at a time like this. I will therefore redirect the bulk of the 240+% increase in my pay and retain 20% of that increase and contribute the rest to persons in need and other worthy causes. I intend to do this until the outstanding grouses affecting the public sector workers arising out of the restructuring have been satisfactorily addressed.
Mark Golding, opposition leader. The Prime Minister says the opposition leader has now joined him in the Giving Club.
Those who have decided to give a part of their salary, I welcome them to the club. I have been doing this for a very long time. I've been in politics for more than 25 years, and my record is clear. Giving is not new to me, and I will probably be in a little better position, and I will continue to assist. So without going too much into that conversation, I just wanted to welcome the leader of the opposition to the Giving Club.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness speaking today in Bog Walk, Northeast St. Catherine.
Ha 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 ha. Even the people who laughing, you see how much jackass we have in this country? There's nothing funny about that. But I know
Oimagi and Dulcie a call clip. Wait, no man, I know say the Prime Minister give and Dulcie a call so she need Pampers and ensure. Come in like me never remember say Dulcie did need the Pampers. You remember what they Ratty? Dulcie I said the Prime Minister missing in action and she can't get it 2 little Pampers and ensure 5 months. And in a one day Andre respond. So me don't know of him giving. You know of him giving?
No, sir. No.
Me don't know of him giving. Me know about them a $1 $800 $1 million apartment.
But
you have any records of them giving?
No, but here's the thing.
No, man, Ratty, before I could play upon it some more. And I don't see what they are the Pan Cliff Use program. I ask for the Pampers and ensure.
Yeah.
Me don't know about
give me a second. Give me a second, please.
Ratty, go and talk, Ratty.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? If I were advising the leader of the opposition, I would have said to him, no, don't take it. Because one of the things him say he will give charitable organizations, and here's a phrase him use after that, and other worthy causes. You have a problem with that. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. And if I don't know what it means, it's troubling to me. I would say to him this, and that's why him give the Prime Minister an entree to make that silly comment. You know, so welcome.
But you know, the Prime Minister just is like him.
No, you say him cunning? No, that's not cunning.
I welcome him to the Giving Club. What a man rude.
Yeah, but you see, what happened is that the leader of the opposition should have just said, listen, I don't need the money, right? I don't need that money. The civil servants, we need to go back to the table. He did say that, but the part about it is that he said, I will take 20% and I will use the other 80% for charitable reasons and other worthy causes.
The arrogance of the man. Oh, welcome. No, I not think Rattigan gonna connect it tonight, you know.
Me connect it. But listen. You
welcome to the Giving Club. I've always been giving.
Yes. Yeah. Because you open the door and you give him the chance to insult you. You don't do that. What do you think he would have said, Mark, if leader of the opposition had said, you know what? I don't want any of this money. This money are tainted. And it's just troubling for me to take this money because there are other people out there, civil servants, more worthy of this, and we need to take care of them first. What do you think his response would have been? His response certainly wouldn't be, hey, you know what, I agree with you. And therein lies the difference. Because what you want to do is create a difference between you and him. And the moment you say, well, I'm giving, and he says, I'm giving, there's no difference there. Because when I try to show people that, listen, we're all, if you think that I'm bad, then the opposition is bad too, because he's in agreement with me. He's doing the same thing I'm doing. You want to create that distinction between you and it. You need to go, well, you won't do it, but you need to go give him some advice.
So you're of the view that only a rejection of the salary would have been sufficient?
And nothing else.
I said, what is your take? Only a rejection?
No, so hear me. I am going to share that certainly, if it is me, I am rejecting it completely. And I take the view that if you are at this time in our country, especially with what is happening in terms of trying to restructure salary, to take the increase beyond the 20% for government, for the government itself, the political class, is really, really, really unconscionable. And so what I take issue with is when you say you redirect it, that's too much power you're giving the politicians, especially it cannot just be one politician saying that's what I'm going to do, which is why you
can... But Nathan Campbell said he's only taking 20%.
All right, so if the opposition all take the 20% and what they can do is...
No, but other opposition members not taking that, them say they want them full partner.
No, but those persons in opposition who say they want them full money, we need to know who they are. Because that's
so
going to be a...
That would be an unfair argument that is like, yeah, crucify them the 13 and not crucify the 49 Alibaba.
No. We already know, say, everything on the other side where the grass is greener. Them love them money and them happy and them jumping for joy. A lot of them who they're not doing nothing, getting a whole heap of money. A lot of them who never have no money, not come from nowhere. Them are gonna get money now if I even 2 more years. I have to speak like that, you know, because when people don't work hard for their money and get free money, they don't know what to do with it.
No, but are you saying that politicians don't work for the 20 million? Yes. Why would you justify to say it is free money?
What do you mean?
What
is it? So we must.
You know, see what Michelle Charles say. You never see the tweet made back by Michelle Charles. She said, any one of us who want to come and work with her for a day. She said, from morning till night, her phone ringing, and I don't think Michelle Charles' phone ring more than mine.
I'm sure the Dental Association of Florida takes a different approach to that, but we're gonna leave that one alone. All I'm saying is this. Again, don't even bother go there.
I said, what do you mean by that argument?
Listen, those conversations don't take it any higher. People who, listen, all this talk, wasn't it Action and who said beautiful speaking? All this beautiful speaking coming from that side. Politicians, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, then the people wouldn't be suffering. Simple as that.
But I don't understand the argument about Dental Association. What is it? What kind of bangarang there? So why you assert it to? I see, I start. Ratty,
Yeah.
what kind of bang around there, Florida? You there, US? Me there, Jamaica with dental associate.
Yeah, ask Mr. FBI.
No, man. Well, you know, we have everything locked, you know. We're not ready to release certain things, but we have things locked, man. We have things locked.
Wait, Ratty. You're setting a retro for Eastern Center, man?
It's set already.
Continue, gentlemen. I just want to, that one stick out, that coming like, you know what? A nail under my foot bottom, so that to her.
All I'm saying is that salary increase, that significant salary increase must be approved by the people. And until the people appreciate and understand that the creatures of the Constitution, those being the members of parliaments, they're creatures, they're not human beings. The roles that they sit in are creature roles. They are servants of us. If we don't approve that salary increase, then they should not get it.
I am gathering, I got some information today, gentlemen.
Yeah.
That Damian Crawford will be keeping a prayer vigil Sunday at 4 p.m. Sunday at 4 p.m. Damian Crawford will be keeping a prayer vigil, standing in solidarity to the thousands of civil servants. Right in Mandela Park, Mr. Crawford reached out and he said, Mr. Stevens, the artwork is not ready. Because what I saw today wasn't a organized demonstration. I gather that there'll be several other, I gather that the UIC will be having a demonstration tomorrow. I gather another church group will be having a demonstration tomorrow. But I want you to look at the people today. Can we show that video, producers, of the people today making the attempt to demonstrate? Because they were, I'm telling you, I spoke to some of the smartest people today. People like Jerry Small, to that learned comrade who stood up and spoke to me. Producer.
I'm here today to complain on behalf of the average citizen who is struggling to pay their bills, to send their children to school, and to afford to go to work every day. I don't know who is evaluating these politicians. I don't know who gave them the right to give themselves a raise of 200 to 300%. But we, the Jamaican people, say it is undeserved, it is very disrespectful, and it is very inconsiderate, and it is blatant theft. We demand that they take back this ruling or whatever it is. We will not accept it and we will not pay for it. I've been a driver for 18 years. I've driven JUTC with the Bloomfield. I've driven many places. And this is the same treatment we get. And this is why I'm out here this morning. Carry med staff that I carry, she has no respect for us, the drivers. No respect. And I'm here this morning. A lot of employees that we have driven, postal drivers, they have no respect for us. The increase of pay, they don't want to give it. Because they're not paying any subsidies for us. We have to be doing that. So therefore, I am out here this morning asking that they give an increase to drivers, better pay, better rest time, and all those things. And I'm supporting the teachers too. My grandmother is a past educator, and I'm here to support.
The remuneration, the salary increase that the government has given to themselves is exorbitant. I'm not saying they shouldn't get anything, but I think it's exorbitant and that they need to roll it back. I also think that the timing is really, really bad. I mean, for politicians, I thought they would have considered the timing more than they have. At the time when teachers are saying that they need more doctors and more and other public servants, and they're not being able to get what they want. I hear that in one case, the teachers are being offered 30,000 over 3 years as an increase. that is not right for the government to get this kind of increase when they are not allowing others who are justified in getting a better increase from doing so. That's my opinion.
Did you see the Cleaner editorial today that justified that the MP salaries are not vulgar? Did you see the editorial?
No, I didn't. But can I go back to a point? You and I had a discussion, and I think Isaac made mention that there are people, or I believe you made mention that there are people within the opposition who decided that they're not going to forego the money. They want the money. And what that tells me is that it's just confirmation that there's disunity in the party. Leaders lead. Leaders lead. And what I would expect from any leader, whether it's Mark Golding or whomever, is that when you're in charge of a political party, you need to galvanize, you need to inspire, you need to gather, you need to shepherd people.
Consensus.
Exactly. And what that means, and I've done it many, many times in the FBI where we come up with a strategy and I disagree. But what happened is that majority rules, and when they said, look, so we're going to go this way, guess what happened? And it's expected of everybody. If you disagree and you're in the mind, we say, all right, we're going to support it 100%. We are going to support it. I may disagree, but once we decide we're going forward, that's where my disagreement ends. And we'll move forward. You cannot have a party going forward with some people, with the leader saying, hey, I'll take 20%. Somebody said, no, I want the whole thing. And maybe some people say, no, I don't want anything. Look at that signal. Look at what that sends to the people. Look at the message that it's sending. How could somebody support a party like that after looking at this and see so many differing views? They want to see a party with one voice and say, okay, we are united behind this party, and so we're moving forward. But that's just something.
But I want to.
No, but can I respond? Can I respond to that?
Yes, because tonight is both of it. I like it.
Right, because we're not speaking with one voice right now, so I'm going to have to respond to that. I want you to appreciate something.
Sure.
And the thing I'm trying to get the public to appreciate about politics is that it's not everybody have different reasons why they became a politician. The reality is that if you're broke and hungry, this is your payday. No respect comes behind this. No dignity comes behind this. And people just have to understand that this money can change how it can change the integrity of somebody. It can change the nobility of somebody. And if you accept that money, you don't have conscience. But I do understand that what's this thing called prosperity that was put out, it never happened. And so that's why people are quick to take the money. It never happened. Because the status quo that you make mention of, the status quo is that people are hungry and people need money. But I don't know one person who is not a politician right now that wouldn't be happy to take the money. So when that money is there for you, only you know what you're going through, and so you're inclined to want to take it. But when you say that the one voice, it's a simple fix, you know. If the people is rejecting the salary increase, you must be bold to say, I take it, so the people can know not to vote for you.
Yep.
And the chips fall where they may. But I can tell you this, if Mark should be the very person to reverse that, and it should be clear that that's not something acceptable, because it is not.
And that's exactly my point. I've shifted the conversation to leadership now. Do you see, I'm going to ask you this, hold on, before I say another word.
Yeah.
Can you imagine something like this happening under Edward Siaga in his heyday? Can you imagine something like this happening on Michael Manley in his heyday? Yes or no?
No, so to be fair, I'm glad you raised that. To be fair, at that time, hungry belly people were not in politics.
No, but
at that time.
That I will push back. I will push back because there have been inferences of corruption. under
Let me tell you
successive
something.
governments from
Listen,
1962.
Andre, you
So
just
hungry
found the
belly
other
people
day.
in our
You
politics
just
from
found the other
Hold on
day.
a
1962.
second,
You
but
just
Isaac,
found the other day. Take several
but
seats.
Isaac, you're giving
There were
impression. No,
dignitaries in
hold
this
on a
country.
second there.
There was
Isaac,
prestige in this
hold on, no, Isaac, you're
country.
giving
The
impression.
Michael
No,
Manley
hold on,
government was a prestigious company.
hold on a second. You're giving impression that hungry belly people subject themselves to corruption. That's an impression you're giving, no? And we know that.
And I will tell you, I will tell you this.
Well, I'm not the rich one get richer. In fact, I'll submit to you that most of the money where the parliamentarians and thief is not hungry belly parliamentarians thief it.
Is what Clifton, what greedy one. So where you say Ruel Reid never hungry belly, him just finger fearing.
Need I say more?
So you say Ruel Reid never hungry belly, him just naturally finger fearing.
You don't have to be hungry belly to be subject yourself to corruption, because we know corruption are going from time immemorial, right? Whether hungry belly people in there or not, and like I said to you before, most of the corruption who are going inside is not hungry belly politicians.
I'm telling you, I am only speaking to self-check integrity. That's all it is, you know. Conscience. People who must have a conscience.
That's why you need a leader.
So who win this week? Who win this week? Who win this week? Andrew win? The 63 MP them win or Jamaica win?
I can tell you one thing for sure, Jamaica lost. And I can tell you that I'm going to reject the propaganda by the media that somehow find a way to put all the focus on the opposition.
Who you mean Cliff Youth?
Listen out, let me just say this. I'm just saying, you can...
It is alleged, they're not sure, Mr. Rattigan, that there's a radio station.
I don't pay attention to state media, save and except for the people who are being misled and dealing with red herrings and dealing with the smoking guns. Need to understand something, because I hear Mr. Rattigan is saying that that party is divided and this and that. What you need to know is that the party that is in power is destroying Jamaica. That is all it is. And I will always say this. If you want the people have power, they can take up even a mad person off the road and put that person in office.
All right.
To show you that our political system is designed to deal with the people's choice. So when a man say you get what you pay for or whatever, that's not it. You get what you vote for. So when you vote for a man with no CXC and a stool or a chair that can beat a girl, that's what you vote for. And if you are accepting of that, then do it the next time.
Hold on. Andrew asked a question a while ago, who win? But you notice what you said to him. You said, I'm going to tell you who lose. He never asked that question there. He said, who win? And you said, I'm going to tell you who lose. Jamaica lost. No, tell you who win.
I guess what? No, if Jamaica lost, if Jamaica has lost.
You want me to tell you who win?
Go ahead, because I know Jamaica lost.
All right. I'm going to tell you who win. Hold on then.
Can I make a point before we argue who win and who? You know, I feel it for the justice of the peace, the people who are justice of peace in this country also. Some time ago, the justice of peace were lobbying a few years, asking for a small stipend by the government of Jamaica to cover the cost for materials and exercises for their duties. The said government pushed back, saying that money would spoil the integrity of the office and make others want to become JPs. So how then is this government arguing that money going to politicians would improve their efficiencies in governing? Because if the JPs were asking for a little support to make them more efficient, and they pushed back to say it would compromise them, how then is the said government arguing that an increase in their salaries will make them more efficient? Isn't that double standard, gentlemen?
You just don't upset me.
Or is that just blatant hypocrisy?
I have no comment on that.
Well, I want to go back.
No, I said, If you tell the JP, them say, them couldn't get a little something. Remember, said JLP is a voluntary work, you know. And
Yeah,
they have
exactly.
and they were
JP is
asking for a little
voluntary.
stipend just to make them more efficient. Because them have to buy paper, them have to print, them have to do this, them have to do that.
That
And the
is the
government said
point
it would
I'm
have
making. No, that's the point I'm making. You volunteer yourself and then you're demanding money. If that is not extortion and political scamming, I don't know what it is. That is like when somebody say, beg your work, and you say, we don't have any vacancies, and you say, me just want to come for the experience. And 3 months down the line, you say, you have me out here, I work like a slave. Give me my money, I want my money. That is that's so deceptive.
Are you aware that the people who are cleaning the schools, Rattigan and Buchanan, are being paid less than $1,000 per day? Are you aware of the suffering for the security guards and the hotel workers? Are we aware of the kind of egregious pressures that are placed on cooks and the lowest tier of this country? And in heights of that, the government said to them, you can't get it, but I need to get it, because if I get it, I can produce. I can be more efficient. But if you keep what you get, you can. Double standard. You see the inconsistent. Gentlemen, you see the kind of double standard hypocrisy in this country. You are telling the security guard you can't get more than that. You are saying that, oh, based on the economy, we can only give you 13%. $13,000 now for minimum wage. You are saying to the security guard they can only give you 14,500. You are saying to the hotel workers you just only can get that. But you are saying to yourself, I need 200 and 300% increase to be more efficient. What heights of societal hypocrisy?
But
it's not hypocrisy, it's classism. And so now when you put it that way, I can see why the HOLNESS government would have done what they did. You just justified it for them, and I can thank you for that. The political class has to be demonstrably clear that they are better than the average person, and there must be a clear demarcation that prosperity, richness, wealth it remains with the political class. There's a clear demarcation that they are better than the rest of Jamaica. So now that you have justified it, I think that they deserve the raise. And I think that anybody wants, based on what you just said, and if anybody wants to be in the upper echelons of society, and you're not from families that already have wealth, you need to go and become a politician and offer your services there.
So you said the rates to become a politician will be more competitive, and everybody going to want to become politician.
But here's the thing.
That's your time now, man. Your time to take over.
That's one of the messages being delivered, that if you want to be successful or seen as successful in Jamaica, then become a politician, right? Now, except for the gentleman who doesn't have any CXCs, I would submit to you that a lot of people in Parliament, they're educated. In fact, some of them are highly educated. The question then is, how do you get a little man from Penwood, right, as I know, who educational system down is so poor? How do you, and look at the state of the Ministry of Education, how do you get that person now in that stream that him can actually or she can actually aspire and become a member of Parliament? How? Now, the classism and the hypocrisy, I mean, the argument there, everybody know that. Everybody know that. Here is where everybody don't know. You ask a question and we still not answer you. You say, who are the winner? Nobody not answer you. No, me go position an answer for you. Recently,
yes,
there are 2 people who visited Jamaica. I think one of them
Thank you.
there. 2 people.
We are talking about the UN Secretary General and the UK Foreign Minister.
Yes, you have somebody named James Cleverly from the UK.
Commonwealth, yeah.
Right, and you have a man named Antonio Guterres, the UN Secretary General. Now look at the timing. Them come Jamaica in the midst of all of this, what going on, you know, in the midst of all of this. And they come bearing gifts. They come bearing gifts. ask yourself the question. I don't ask myself the question, why no? Because some of these trips have been planned, and I know them plan them international trips. They've been planned way in advance. But they come bearing gifts. One of them come for talk about Haiti.
Exactly.
And Jamaica's involvement. Right? The next one come and you him though. The next one come and him bring money.
22
million pounds.
Yeah, him bring money for what on there?
Fight crime.
Yeah, him bring money for deal with at-risk people, right? And the problem with that, with the at-risk thing, is this. Okay, here it is. Him come $15 million for a violence prevention partnership.
Mm-hmm.
And $7 million for climate financing, environmental affairs, right? Now,
Yes.
we know the ecosystem of Jamaica is being destroyed constantly because of the people who have built up the resorts, and them are destroy the reefs and all of that, right? Yet we don't see the money I got towards that. This 15 million pound, somebody need to ask, what happened to the money where the VP Kamala gave the Prime Minister last year? For the
Why, what the way
thing.
you love call Kamina name? You're obsessed with her, Ratty.
We not ask for that. We you know the funny thing about Rattigan. We're not asking about those things. Just notice all the time.
So you're asking about the how much millions where Kamala Harris did give us last year.
For the same thing. And we don't see no benefit.
That's not true. We had an expo last week and they had nice tankers and man did a jump through rooftop.
$15
and
million.
only for technology. And
$15 million US dollars. Yeah.
Yeah, and to be fair, the police them have some new uniform and it look like Resident Evil and all the things from the video games and SWAT team and all of that. So things kind of spruce up. And
but was that the designated funds? Wasn't it to be used for at-risk youth and to develop communities?
Yes.
The youth are at risk, so you equip the police so the police can go and lock them up.
Yes.
Talk no, Ratty. Let me give Ratty a little time.
You see what
you come very hot tonight and everything you have a rebuttal from. No, sir.
No, what happened now is that this UN president come and him talk about culture and him talk about the environment. But the real reason I believe him come is to get Jamaica involved in the Haiti thing, because him cannot get the US. The US did something at the UN, but the US said, listen, we're not going to lead any expedition into Haiti, right? And Jamaica now jump up and say, well, boy, the Prime Minister tell the soldiers them get ready, right? And the police, the police get ready. And so this trip was all about that. Was all about convincing Jamaica to take an active role.
Yeah, because I want to ask you, Ratty, what kind of paper that he made sign with Andrew? How about that? I did deal to send the soldier them go 80. But the soldier them not get them retroactive. So you think the soldier them are going to go 80 go kill up?
Well, look. I have a warning. I have a dire warning for the soldier them. You go Haiti and you go in unfamiliar territory. You go up against people who
science.
No science. High science, right? People who well trained and well armed, and them know the terrain, and you go over there. You're sitting ducks. But what happened?
But Ratty, me want to ask further. You know, say after that, the meeting the GG go back camp in an army clothes. I will go and pan the coat.
Me see it, man. Me see it.
I start speaking. I want them must go in the Maroon Mountain for where I go.
No, Isaac must get up. He must sat or sit. He must get up. Because
what you say must go, get up, stand up, and not start or sit.
He must get up. He must
I'm on vacation. It's Friday.
No, well, here's the thing. I sat up past then. So him stand up now. Him have to stand up because he want now. We have something where we are working for the Governor General, you know. And I go and get you involved because I go and draft.
Shut up, that part there.
Okay.
But gentlemen,
they while their companions slept were toiling upwards through the night. That's for another forum.
Okay.
Gentlemen, And a call for concerns the UN Secretary General come and say, oh, we commend the leadership of Andrew Holness for his leadership in the Haitian crisis.
Yeah, but he is to be commended for that.
But who are going to commend Jamaica for deal with our crime crisis and instability?
Well, that's why he's to be commended for that. He's a complete failure on his own soil, and he must get points elsewhere because he can't get it here. So you can't fight crime.
Is that why Dr. Chan get points elsewhere in a CARICOM when him couldn't fight crime in his own constituency?
Exactly. That's how it works.
Okay.
That is how it works.
But then, gentlemen, me could do the storytelling now. All of that happened. Then come the Governor General, I got tour up a soldier camp. Something not sound right, man. Then pan that I said, the King's foreign minister is in our country giving us gift. I want to go to Jamaica, some bangarang. So that's why them come with the salary sinting this week to come distract me from the real bangarang where I come. No,
I don't think we is much ado about nothing. Them get money all the time.
Then the high level to visit and win.
Every time we get money, it's we beg it, and we get grants, and we just don't use it on the people.
So where them the money go? I said where them the money go? Apartment.
There's a lining. There's a lining in pockets, and it does the job.
And you know what? You know what? Me have this speech where the honorable and me know Andre, you'll take issue with it again. You know, the honorable Kamina Johnson Smith. She gave us.
Your girlfriend. I've convinced you love Kamina. You love Brown. I bet you if I look for your wife, she looks similar to Kamina.
Kamina. But listen to this. She gave a speech yesterday, to the 19th. Yeah, she gave a speech yesterday. And she a friend of the man, you know, them talk about all kinds of things. You know, she never talk about the Constitution and the attempted breakaway from the monarchy. She no mention none of that, you know. And that a go on. That a go on right now, and she no mention that. She talk about everything.
So let me just say something to you now. This will be somewhere in the internet world. That referendum is not going to happen, and we're not going to break away.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's
breaking news. Wait. I thought. Yeah. Which Obiaman you attack to? Which prophet you attack to?
You see that
which dream and gene you attack to?
Constitution, when I must sit up and I wet up and I fornicate with, when it all said and done, the people is going to reject the nonsense, and it starts already. So we're going to go on with the election, and the people going to decide what they want to do. But ain't
so you argue the people are going to keep King Charles?
Of course they're going to keep King Charles. Who want bet? Bet me now. Anybody want bet?
You really think the liberated people of the Republic of Jamaica are going to keep King Charles?
Of course. England.
Ratty, what you say?
England, nice. I can tell you.
It go to style, but let me ask Isaac this.
Yes.
Do you agree with what you just said?
If I agree with it?
Yeah.
100%.
That them shouldn't break away. They shouldn't break away from the monarchy.
No, absolutely not.
Strong. Give me an argument.
The most strongest argument is that this emancipated government is not ready. And you're going to go away from, we are still in the point, we are still at a place where we just the other day I hear somebody, member of parliament referring to a white man as master. People saying this, my father born here, this and this, and we use the race, we pull the race card as we like. But I can tell you that this government has been the government to treat the people the worst. The last time the people have been treated like this was slavery. And we are far, 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 far removed. We are far, far, far removed from the slave experience. And white people don't even treat us like the way that we are being treated in the country. So I can tell you this right now.
So wait.
You're going to give
I want to push back.
Push back. Go ahead.
You are saying that this government is worse than the 70s and the 80s. You're sure about that, Isaac?
I'm 100% sure of that. And I was around in the 70s. and
You
the
sure that
80s.
this
So
government
you were
is
born
worse
in the
than the
90s,
70s
don't
and
know what
80s?
did I go on. I'm
What would you say
100%
to
sure.
that argument, Rattigan? This government worse than the times of the 70s and the 80s?
Well, look, it's very simple. Stats exist for a reason. We can just look at the stats and find out if people are living better off now than they were back in the 70s. I
But
lived
the
in
people
Jamaica in
them in
the
the
70s.
70s and 80s didn't marry flower with this and that. We not marry nothing now. We are Lego the bird.
Yeah.
You know, Lego, no, you don't have nothing to marry, and you don't even have food.
No, but here the thing about it is that I can remember the 70s, you know, and as difficult as things were with the political violence and all of that, the economic suffering, the stranglehold, even with the self-reliance and the embargo, the self-reliance of the government of the day and the embargo by the US, people never suffer like this. People never
What you
suffer
say,
like
Ratty?
People never suffer like this.
Yeah.
Because one of the things
Almighty God, Almighty God. Producer, let me hear what the Almighty lady say again. Producer, what Ratty say?
No,
nothing to when we have the embargo.
One second. Don't take my word for it.
Can't marry what we do have.
Not about people who still live in Jamaica who live through the 70s.
Westmoreland, no heels. Go back to Hanover, we want James. James is the people's choice. Here's mash up Western Hanover and start mash up Western Westmoreland and become MP. So we don't want him, and this is a message to Mark Gordon, to the General Secretary, Dean Campbell. We do not want heels. If heels come here, Western Westmoreland remain good.
Mighty God, we need your divine intervention. We're tired of the labor rights. We're tired of the green people. We are so far. We can't take it no more. We need this. We need this. We need it. Help. Help. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Psalm 46. God is our refuge and strength. Is a liberator. Draw me.
No, look, I have a simple proposition, right? When I left Jamaica, I wasn't registered to vote, couldn't vote. I didn't reach the voting age. And I left Jamaica, and, you know, not gladly, because I was a cricketer at the time, and I just gotten transferred to Woolman Sixth Farm to play cricket. And I ended up in Brooklyn, and really wanted to go back home. And my mother said to me,
I'm going to say this to you. Imagine me give you something. Listen, man. Make you one big argument for advance the argument and come cool down the argument.
Go on.
Imagine. You say argument say this are worse than when the embargo. Me go for the clip where say help, and you come back and cool back down the argument, right?
No,
at the same time, you expect if you put full speed ahead and a lick shot the thing.
One second, Andre.
No, Ratty man. We know what me are doing, man.
No, man. Then you think me know me I do. Maybe warm up, come on, and go up the man.
No, Ratty, you cannot warm up when you lick shot.
Hold on a second. Me have to, hold on, no. You your car, me not my car. Let me drive my car, go up the hill now, brother. I race me now. Let me go up the hill now, man. No, what happened is that, like I said, when I lived there back in the 70s, right? Because I left mid to late 70s. So I went through the political friction, I got through the embargo, I got through self-reliance, I got through the whole thing, right? It was difficult then. But here is my confirmation of what's going on. I have people who grew up with me in Jamaica who still live there. So somebody might say, well, then him left long time, so him can't make no comparison because I'm not here. But I have people, not only people, I have family and friends who are there. And them tell me daily, them say, brethren, you see when you did there and we think it is difficult, it's much, much better than where we are got to right now because we don't know what is coming next. And what we expect to come next, it don't look like it's going to be any better. It look like it's going to be worse. And as you can tell, Burning Spear, one of my favorite artists, and him do a song named Getting From Bad to Worse. Well, it's gone from bad to worse. It's not getting. And this is, and what makes this argument so powerful is that it's not Rattigan to tell you where him think are going or based on when him did live that way him here and when feel. This is Rattigan to tell you where him family members them who lived there with him during the 70s and still live there. And him friends, I tell him, say, brethren, it rough. when you think it in the rough back in the 70s, I know nothing compared to now. Nothing. So I mean,
so yes, the people did hungry in the 70s, but them never hungry like I know.
No man, listen. The poverty that is in Jamaica now has never been on this land. And I'm saying when in the 70s when there were embargo and then when we had different things that was preventing what the idea of prosperity was, but people was living good. What is happening now is even the voter class, the labor rights managed to get the youth vote, and the youth just don't understand what was happening then, and they hear a lot of propaganda. But we are in the worst state ever. And I notice I say we because there's many people who are suffering. It's not even, you can't even ignore it. And I would have
so you're saying that history.
One point. I have to say this before you understand. There was a point, and it's not only that, the people are desperate. And when people are desperate, many things will happen. And I cannot imagine living in a country where my wall has to be any higher than it is right now. That's what we're dealing with. And people,
so you know what is that sad reality too? With all of this such preparation, it seems as though Jamaica is being bribed to intervene in a crisis in Haiti when there's a greater crisis on our land.
Exactly.
With all of this sufferation, apathy, with all of the confusion and chaos, apparently Jamaica seemingly is being bribed. And Jamaicans are suffering. I'm going to open the phone.
If we're going to further, some of the money there, I'm just making the argument. I don't have any empirical evidence or independent evidence that it's true. I'm just making the argument based on certain facts. Jamaica, back in February or so last year, CARICOM decided that they were going to support Baroness Scotland. Jamaica was part of that consensus. About a month later, Jamaica said, no, we're going to put up our own candidate. Why? Because the UK suggested. And in fact, the minister herself said countries. She didn't name any country, but she said countries came to us and said that, we should do this and we should do that. Now, here's a question I want to ask you. England was behind this. There's no doubt about it because Boris Johnson had a hard-on for the Baroness, right? He had issues with her and he wanted to see her go. And so it is my considered judgment based on some of the facts that I know that he convinced Jamaica to do it. Now, here's the problem. Little Jamaica, why would you let countries, we could call them nameless countries, why would you let countries come and tell you to spend $43 million or make you spend $43 million of your taxpayers' money for a field bid for no reason? Andre, think about it. Think of yourself as a country. Me come to you and say, hey, you know what? I start to run for this position, yeah? I'm not think him should have run feet. Me think you should have run feet. And you just get up and say, all right, me I go run. And you spend all of your resources, expend everything, including $99,000 where you get from the country, from private sector. You go and you go run. And look for me and say, so hold on a second. If you want me to do it, then why not support me?
But I'm going to say to you, Ratty, I think Jamaica right now, while I deal with that case, right now, our bread and butter them I talk about, because them now get a little increase and them now get the 30 and 40 and 200%.
True.
I true, Mr. Ratty, I'm going to say that to you. Wait until courthouse date we deal with China, man.
No, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. The reason why I'm so passionate about this is because of the apathy. It's because of what I saw today. And Isaac mentioned Sun Hat. But that shouldn't prevent people.
I'm going to tell you something today, Ratty.
So what?
I'm going to say this to you, I'm diabetic. And at one point, you see how hot the place was, Isaac. I had to drink about 2 sets of this. See this? Just to cool down myself. Because I literally thought
Let me ask you this. I have a question for you. How well was it organized?
If you're asking me, I will just tell you this. No matter how well it was organized, when that heat hit you when you're going outside, you got ton of your yard.
And it's even worse when it's poorly organized.
Well, I'm not even critiquing that.
No,
I'm simply saying
because
it.
I'm not like Andre. Them supposed to make sure some resources that if I address fee medical condition, them supposed to make sure say, look, we are bring people out.
Boy,
Who was the
Roddy,
organizer?
I'm not
Andre.
saying that
Who
you're
was-
wrong, you know. I'm just saying
Andre.
this thing.
We
We
know,
live, we
Andre.
out here in a Rattigan, and this thing hit us so. This thing hit us so bad. We still figuring out.
I thought,
how
were you
it go.
there? I thought, were you there? Were you in court today?
Me go say this to you.
Court
I'm
by
going to say to
who,
Jamaican.
Yesterday, when I went and do the demonstration. I told you,
Today.
Today.
I
But
said,
me
were
go
you
say
at
this
work
to
today?
you.
I
Me
said,
go say this to you. No
I
one
was at court by
demonstration look how it
Zoom.
look.
by what?
Me go
By
say this to
Zoom.
you.
Court
Yeah, but
by
how
this
long
medium.
you spent on it? How long you spent on it?
No man, I didn't go on the road. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It was
And
too
that's what
hot
I'm
to
saying.
go on the
You
road.
should be on the road. You should have go after the court and go support the people.
No,
And I'm going to say this to you. I'm going to say this to you, gentlemen. I literally was searching for the organizer. No organizer presented themselves.
There you go. There you go.
I saw a few people and we're like, guys, who is going to say they're convening? The only reason why I don't convene the protest is Mr. Rattigan. Because if I, Andre Stefano Stevens, call for such a protest, a lot of people would stand with me. But here what Mr. Rattigan, me not going on a jailhouse because if I stand about there, it's going to get to a point. Me not go to jailhouse. Me not make Andrew come beat me up, make him commissioner of police strip me naked in a street and humiliate me. I want to see Jamaicans stand up in front because I've empowered them nightly. I have given them wisdom, I've given them fortitude, I've given them knowledge.
So what
I have given them an opportunity to voice their concerns.
So what happened today?
I don't know, but I have done my part. But my point is I'm not afraid, Mr. Rattigan. I'm not afraid. But who else is going to stand to say a 10 away a convene?
You know what?
No, but you know, and I'm saying that we can take, there can be a different approach.
Courthouse.
But, and I'm going to say to you,
No, but
Isaac,
also the
with
people
people bread and butter, with people bread and butter, listen to me now, Isaac, me give you a chance tonight. With people bread and butter, you think to me must go a judge, figure tell judge, figure reverse that. In a case like this, and a court ruling to this, Isaac, people have to stand up.
Hear me. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying there's another approach as well.
Another approach. 3 years in a court.
You can't, when you are empowering people, it's not always stand up. The people can also sit in.
Andre, hear what?
The people can also sit in.
Andre, me not dead. So here we do. Take the sentence. Take the sentence. Go to prison. Call the
Me to go to prison, Ratty. Me to go in a prison where I said say appear feces and sitting. Me. And them go hunger me. But me dead for hungry, they must be mad, Ratty. God tell me to use wisdom and fortitude.
That you would invite Andre to go to the dirty, nasty, stinking prisons in Jamaica. Why would you do that?
What we have you for?
Why would you do that?
Where we have you for?
To violate
you, Ratty, would you really want to put me out there and you know how cruel and dictatorial this man is? You understand how he has militarized the state? How Rocky me and them man they would have had pleasure putting me in a tunnel. You're mad, Ratty.
Andre, no, me not mad. No, you have to use the word cunning. Me sly. Listen.
And I am saying to you, Ratty, you are a trained former special FBI. Me not trained to go down in a tunnel.
Call him bluff. Call him bluff. You know what I suggest you do? Follow them public order act and go get them. Make them turn you down. Apply for your permit. Don't do nothing illegal.
Well,
don't do nothing illegal. Right? And go follow the public order act. Apply. Make ISAT apply for the permit. Make him be one of the co-organizer.
Hey, why you just say I want to do what?
And I'm saying
now go to prison. Me not gonna make it be. Me I go down in a history like Nelson Mandela. Me have to change the way. Me go down in a history. Me now go down and yes, me a criminal 20-25 years before me can get a chance. Me grew up and can effect greater change. You man, we have to change the narrative. Me now go down in a record as no criminal of What do you Ratty? Man, no rate, you know. You know this man cruel and wicked.
No, well, I know.
If I'm allowed to say something.
Yes, you're allowed now, man. Me not go no prison.
One, nobody do have to go to prison. And the people can empower themselves by doing it. Rather than going out to protest, they can sit in. It's not impossible.
What about taking an umbrella? Every protester taking an umbrella.
No, because you think strength in numbers meaning people must go out and show them solidarity. People can also stay in.
You know what would be the most effective way to stay in? All public sector workers effective Monday morning in them yard.
But that's a better approach. That's a better approach.
Andre, let me ask you something.
Them yard.
No, well, let me ask you something. Is there a thing, a person, a principle, a religion, a philosophy that you're willing to die for? Anything that you're willing to die for?
What I'm willing to die for?
Yes.
Mr. Rattigan, I'm going to say this to you tonight.
No, me ask you.
You, Mr. Rattigan, I'm going to say this to you tonight. I'm going to say this to you tonight.
The brethren have to tell us if you must get up and stand up for your rights. Were you willing
to say this to you, Rattigan. I'm going to say this when I might disappointed in me.
Coward man keeps on bones.
I'm not coward.
Then
but I start. I'm going to say this, I'm going to ask if I'm reasonable there, sir. If me I hear 500 Jamaicans that message me or 1,000 Jamaicans that say they're willing to stand up, you think you would have go there, I start be reasonable?
Even if 500 people going out there, I'm not going out there. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Andre.
The only time people want turn on their yard is when Pinocchio, aka Demolition Man, come tell you to stay in your yard.
Andre.
You can stay in your yard.
Again.
I am going to be a target if I go there. You have to use wisdom, Ratty. If I go there, it will have to use wisdom.
Andre, tell me where you're willing for dead for.
For my grandmother, for my mother,
yes.
My two sisters them.
Yes.
Nothing else right now.
Okay.
Not Jamaica. Because if I leave, somebody else go and pick up the mantle. It's just the very truth. Yeah, I will stand up for Jamaica, but I'm not dying for Jamaica.
Okay.
I will stand up for principle. I will stand up for equality. I'll stand up for justice. I'll stand up for fairness, accountability, and transparency. But I am not dying for Jamaica because Jamaica will not die for me.
What are you willing to go to prison for?
What I am not a criminal. No, why would I be willing to go to a prison?
No, because you're not willing to die for it. But if you go and stand up, you say you want to stand up for this, stand up for that, stand up for that. And if you stand up for all of them things, you might end up in prison, right?
Oh, not necessarily. Because once the court of law, which I believe in the justice system here. I believe in justice science. I have a fair belief in the DPP. I don't believe that if I go in front of the people's court, in front of the crown, I will get injustice. But the truth is, I am not going to be one of them to put myself there because people can become compromised. And when you have a prime minister and a government who will go at all cost and length to make his point be known and to prove his dominance and his dictatorial rule, I am not setting myself in his way. I will do what I need to do to keep Jamaicans in check and do their part, but I am not going to be that one to go talk about shoot me, bust a man today is over.
Well on, ISAT is going to get the permit for you, right? And so
you know what I would say to you? You come and you take a plane tomorrow morning.
And you will demonstrate with me?
You come and you be the convener and I will stand as a supporter.
No man. No go so. No go so. No sanky no sing so. Me and you are bonfire and me no for go in front and then you there somewhere back there so. No sir. No sir. You the right as next to me. You the right as
and people say, oh me up. It's not a matter of fear of Andrew Holness. I don't fear Andrew Holness. But the truth is, I'm not going to put myself in a position where I stick him up in the face for him to arrest me like what he did to L.A. Lewis.
No, but if you have a...
I listen, for one, I'm going to excuse myself from the conversation in terms of the protesting because I don't think that any value comes from that. So I wouldn't get a permit and I wouldn't be go outside, and I'm not advising anybody to go out in the heat and get no heat stroke.
So what I will ask
over some
Jamaicans to
people are
do.
gonna get over some people where them just rough you off and take your money. We need to educate the people as to how to use their vote and whether or not they're on a voting list and how to exercise their right to vote.
Okay.
It is the people, and always remind people that the people's servants have risen up against them and make a mockery of them. We have the opposition leader saying, I'm going to do my best by giving back 80% to the people. That's admirable. And then you have the Prime Minister saying, oh, welcome to the Give Back Club. You're flouting taxpayers' money as if that's something cute. And then you have state media laughing and giggling in the background because they're pussyfooting around.
Okay.
Yeah? And behaving like some poppycockers. Yeah.
So
that's what they are doing. So it's the people. All this conversation must be about empowering the people.
Right.
And I'm saying to the people, listen, make sure that you have food to eat. Make sure you transcend Maslow's laws of hierarchy, the bottom of the pyramid, food, clothes, and shelter. If you're still struggling with that, you have deeper issues that's not being addressed. So the poor average Jamaican, the simpletons, the people who don't mind just living and being happy and enjoying Jamaica, they don't need this drama. They don't need to appreciate and understand international law. And when your leaders are being puppets to people. See, Boris Johnson was removed and Camilla, where you call her, say, where you call Camilla Smith embarrassed. And the baroness says, every time I say it, I giggle. She said at the end of the day, it's just chat.
So I am calling, you know what I will call for?
Yes.
Is a sit down. For people to sit in. Sit at them yard Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
And don't get stroke. And don't go to prison. The prisons in Jamaica is disgusting. Don't do anything that would get you before the court. Because when you get before the court, unlike what Andre said, it's not easy to get the DPP for dropping a case against you because she's keeping up our stats and our numbers. Do not be a victim to the system. You want your record clean, so you have the best opportunity to get the visa, so you can be better than the other little mongrel them with round here, we can't get from gone away because the government continue giving them criminal records and everything and dehumanizing them.
Okay,
these are the realities.
So I am saying tonight to all well-thinking Jamaicans who is listening to my voice, sitting in is a way more effective.
Stay home.
Yes.
Canaya yard.
Right.
Yes.
Canaya yard until this government rolls back. Teachers, nurses, doctors, policemen, soldiers.
Tuesday is Labor Day. Make Monday Labor Day. Just don't show
and
up.
Wednesday Labor Day, Thursday Labor Day, and Friday Labor Day.
You will, I promise you, you will not suffer. You will not suffer. 1 week now kill you. Make it like Ramadan. Go on a fasting.
Right.
Binge the wickedness that has come up on you. That's all you have to do. But don't go to the heat.
And once they stay home, I guarantee that I'll run this program 24 hours to keep them informed.
Okay. No,
and I will join you in that. I
am sure Rattigan will join if we realize there is a national response of staying home. Partner Draw TV will be the alternative voice to mainstream media to keep the nation informed about the responses. Not to turn on the yard. When you go to church Sunday morning, go home, go cook on the dinner, relax. Sunday night we can have extended show right back because everybody are turning the
Isaac, may you correct me?
Yeah.
You just mentioned something a while ago saying that, you know, when you go before the judge, them are going to send you go to prison and things like that. But I recall
It's not the judge, him said the DPP, stop maximum.
Well, the DPP and the judge, the judge are going to send you down to the DPP, and the judge are going to send you to prison. The DPP only make an argument. But
the judge can only go off for evidence.
Right.
However it come by.
But remember what you said the other day. You said to us, all of us, you educated us on the purpose of a fine versus incarceration. And you said incarceration is like the last resort.
Right.
But so no, the question I want to ask you, why would a judge then want to send justice? If it's the last resort, why not just fine you? Why not send you go a hellhole?
You mean for creating public mischief?
No, if you have a permit, and you have protest and them arrest you, right? Why would the judge then want to send you go to prison? As opposed
to man, you're going into something else. You said if you have a permit and all of these things, but are you educating the people about cease and desist? How not to break other rules and laws in between it?
Right.
The people who usually go to prison in riots is people who do something outside of protesting, you know.
Oh, so I take it then. That's why I'm asking you to correct me. So basically, we are saying
I'm saying for the people
beyond the protest.
Yeah, man. Don't risk going out there and your emotions cause you to be the person that them bring in. There was a thing where the taxi operators said that they were striking and they were encouraging each other. And then there was the man who called himself a clown, a professional clown. Him have the board and him say, come out of this, and him rough up the people. It wasn't the protest, it wasn't the sitting, it was the assault and the threats and all of that landed him in jail.
All right, here, let me give you
I just wanted to appreciate that. And just remember that before you even get to see the judge, is the jail. They're gonna lock you up.
Right. No, here's
that is the aspect of it that I'm trying to avoid.
No, let me just give the benefit of my experience.
Yeah.
If there's one thing that we all agree on tonight, it's that the best form of protest is to stay home.
That is the best form.
Right.
I'm glad that
you see, we have all come to their consensus that staying home is directly locking down the nation.
And here's why it makes sense to me. Because if you have an organization that's going to protest, I guarantee the government will have sources inside that organization that will create all kind of mischief for you. And you're right, Andre. They would have definitely sent you to prison, right? You're right. In retrospect, you're right. They would. So I agree that the best way to do this is you have a national day, a stay at home or something like that.
A national week.
Fair enough.
A week, because I can guarantee you this. If the airports are losing, if no traffic tickets are being written, if JUTC workers not working, if nurses not saving lives and teachers not teaching, that is the people who's responding to the insults. That's the people who are the ones who work. You work for what you get. So it's because I feel so demoralized and disrespected. I need some rest. You know, agree, Ice, that I need to rest to go take it on. I need to rest to come out of this. So if the soldiers of this country don't protect the borders for 1 week.
Somebody just write me and says, stay home like it's the pandemic.
We can't stay home like it is a it is a pandemic.
The Prime Minister to call a press conference to lock down the country. The power is with the people. The people can lock it down themselves. The people can literally say, I'm not going anywhere because my salary is not commensurate to my.
So I want people to screen record this right now. My name is Andre Stevens. I'm speaking to all public sector workers and everyone who is dissatisfied with the way in which this country is going. We don't need to protest. We need to sit in. We need to turn our yard. I'm asking all of you tonight. It's called people power. It's called joined up government. It's called the representation of the people. Teachers, you can stay at home. Nurses, doctors, soldiers, police, air controller, traffic controllers, all of you, if you can stay home 3 to 5 days, I am sure the Prime Minister in all his jurisdictions will have a conscience and return to the people and say to the people, I have listened to you. And in all fairness, we the people of this house will be reviewing with immediate effect and reversing in the interest of public good. And I am saying to the thousands of people listening to me, because the amount of people who are listening to me now, full of political conference for any political party. I am asking you tonight, in the interest of this vulgar approach by government, this tone-deaf approach by government, this disrespect and disdain for the 176,000 public sector workers. People are saying, Andre, there's no sense of nationalism. But let us prove to them. Let us prove to them that we're smarter, wiser, more efficient people, and we are going to send a signal to them. We don't need to block road and mash up country. We just need to sit down and make the country rested.
All right.
I'm taking some calls now, gentlemen.
Okay.
Gentlemen, and almost 3 hours we are chat fine now. We're not done here.
I realize.
If you don't love this program, guys, then block me. I said you know, so then block me too much thousands of followers on TikTok. Guys, I'm asking you to follow me on my new TikTok page. It's called Andre Stevens Backup. Andre Stevens Backup. I said I can't do no live, until I get 1,000 people. I'm asking you all to follow me on TikTok at Andre Stevens Backup. Please and thank you. And remember, guys, tonight, can we put up the phone number? Support the Super Chat and the Zelle now. It's a nice program like this going on, Me now get 28 million or 25 million, Now I get nothing nowhere near that. So me I said to you tonight, I said a big liar. Guys, remember I don't have no sponsors sponsoring this program. I don't have no corporate sponsors like, who are not getting no government ads. I'm not getting any opposition ads. I don't have corporate Jamaica buy out this program. We have to keep the teacher in check, man. Make sure it's a teacher. Look how me act. And one person send me half of the money for buy the AC already, ice that. And me really need the AC because I want to look clean and cool like ice at a sweat and it now show. Rattigan sweat and it now show. Come on, student.
Who said I was sweating?
Me a sweat bad because me a bun the pressure. They must make them teacher all right and rub butter the teacher mouth, man. Let me start the car. Hello, good night.
Teacher.
Yes, my love.
So you're gonna stay live all day when you tell people to stay home.
I have no problem. I can give different coverage. Rattigan can come and get 2 hours. I have Jeffrey Tavares that can come get 2 hours. I have Jerry Small that can come and get 2 hours. I have Isaac that can come and get 2 hours. I have Shelly Curran and Father Epic can come and get I have Popeyes that can come on the program. This program is going to revolutionize media. Hello, CVM, TVJ. Nationwide and all around. Me see, why on a bad mind me today, I said me can't get the banger around. And sure that we come. I want to tell you, Ratty, when them to send Mark Golding and me, I go hear one of them to me now. Hear them not, I sat. Everywhere you are, like you're a part of the established media. Mister, I don't need to be a part of it because I'm an authority on truth and justice. And I call it out for what it is. Because at the end of the day, nobody beats me harder than Mark Golding, but he was fearing just enough to say, at least let me have a discussion with Mark Golding. Mark Golding, I am not your enemy, I might be your hardest grader, but I'm not your enemy. Hello, good night.
Yeah, good night, Andre, on the panel.
Yes, sir. Talk up the things then.
All right, I understand, we have 5 teachers and the police and everybody overall at Jamaica, but we lost just this month from 8 to We just don't want the money. We don't want the judges, the leaders, nobody would like to pay. And that money people talk about. We just don't want this money. Money like everyone can go as well. You know, every reaction in my time to people. You can ask me what keep me up at night right now. I tell you at Jamaica and the world. You can ask me what keep me up at night.
Thank you.
Overall, we just don't want the money to give a leader with a PhD labor, right? We just don't want the money. The man just have a shame and have a shame, the man.
Yes, I am saying must have a conscience and shame and step out.
And the man just have a shame and conscience.
Well, I don't know if me see him put up in Mother's Day and say, boy, him love him mother. But I sure mother Graham could not know when get this dirty character from. All right, bless up. Hello, good night.
Hi, good night, gentlemen.
Yes, my love.
You know, all day I've been sharing the same sentiment, and I'm so happy that you gentlemen came on this platform and endorsed it. The most effective protest is sitting in. I've been preaching it all day. I knew that protest this morning would not have would have been meaningless. We've done protests like that all the time, and it yielded nothing. Sitting in right across Jamaica. It doesn't have to be public sector only. Right across.
Exactly.
The decision of the government affects everybody, whether private or public. And I think Jamaica needs to take a stand now and let the government know that the country belongs to us. We put them in power. And what they've done to us is an injustice.
All right, my love.
Treating us like George Floyd, and I'm stifling the nation and cripple the economy, cripple it to the ground. Let them understand that we mean business this time.
So you're saying if them get 2 or 3 days of a crippled economy,
cripple it, and they will know that we mean business this time, and we need to stop this 9-day talking. We need to stop the chatting and find ways to solve our own problems.
So you agree to the sit-in?
I have been saying it all morning. I've been on all different type of platform preaching that.
Jamaicans, here's another concern, Jamaican. I'm sure she's a civil servant saying, let us sit in.
We need to sit in. We need to take charge of the changes within us. We need to step out, not step out, sit in and let them know that we mean business this time.
Because them can't ask the principal and the commissioner to write up everybody.
You know, and if I call in sick, how dare you going to tell me I'm not sick?
All doctors work. All doctors work.
I am not eligible for my leave.
And through industrial laws, you have the right and eligibility to your leave, right?
Exactly so.
Lord God. I thought how much are we going to defend our court next week?
Me ready.
I mean, no Valerie ready to defend me, but me don't want them the unnecessary because them are going to say, I'm me an enemy of the state to tell Jamaica, cripple the economy. Me not cripple the economy, me want better for Jamaica. Let go with short. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Welcome to the program.
Well, good night, Andre. How are you?
Sir, I'm not good enough because me a burn up in the hot plate and me a tell you say my heart weak and my heart heavy.
Well, all right. Let me just say this quickly and good night to your guests, Isaac and Rattigan. Just to say that there are people like myself who, as a public sector worker, who believes really and truly that I'm in a better place because of the action of the government.
You're in a better place than in a
better place. In a better place in terms of my salary.
Oh, you're one of the few.
One of the few, and that may be so. That may be so in my organization.
What profession are you in?
I am a member of the armed forces. Let me just say that.
Oh, so you're a police.
I'm a member. Well, the armed force. The police is not the only armed force in Jamaica.
And you're saying you're better off under this review. I wonder if you're in the top leadership of these organizations.
Well, whether it's the top or bottom, if you're in the top, you get better off.
So what level are you in management at a junior level?
Junior level, supervisory level.
Supervisory level?
Yeah.
And you're better off?
I am better off.
Oh, so what are your other colleagues saying? Are they better off?
Well, there are some who are not who have issues and some who are better off. But I'm saying on
Oh, so you're saying that you are better off?
I am saying I'm better off. I'm also saying that you see a lot of people, we hear a lot of people talking, but a lot of people really use your show for I think for their own political agenda.
What you say? People using my show for political agenda?
Yeah. People using your show for political
so
agenda.
You think that? So you're saying that this all of what I'm talking is on mere basis of politics. You don't see the independence in what I am saying in the interest of.
No, I don't see the independence in what your guests.
So in the independence of what Andre Stephen, you don't see me being independent and representing the views of.
No, Andre, I've always seen Andre. I watch you every night, but I do believe that you have an agenda and you're fulfilling your
What is my agenda, sir? What is my agenda? Tell me what you perceive as my agenda.
Well, I perceive it as your agenda, really and truly. An anti-Andrew Holness agenda.
Oh, it's an anti-Andrew Holness agenda.
Yeah.
All right, reasonable. So you're saying that at every length, I just want to put the Prime Minister in a bad light?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that your agenda is an anti-Andrew Holness agenda.
Oh, it's not. So it is not the anti-JLP agenda. It's the anti-Andrew Holness agenda.
Exactly. That's what I see. Not necessarily anti-JLP. I remember you were part of the JLP. I remember. Right?
So let us stick to the main points here.
So I'm saying that even tonight I hear Isaac speaking and I hear Mr. Rattigan speaking, and in all the shows when Rattigan is on the way in low, some show people come under the purview that they're speaking truth and they're trying to get justice and all that, but a lot of people see this for what it is.
So what is Rattigan's motive? What you see as Rattigan's motive?
Pardon me?
What you see as Rattigan's motive?
Rattigan, what do I see as his motive? I see his motive as an anti-government motive. That's what I see.
An anti-government, or he's one of the persons who is a paragon of virtue, seeking justice for the 3 million Jamaicans.
No, I don't know about seeking justice for 3 million.
So you think Rattigan's agenda is also personal? That's what you're saying?
Yes, anti-government.
Anti-government.
Yes,
but how can Rattigan be anti-government when they said Rattigan was a part of an established government seeking principles, truth, and justice? So Rattigan being but Rattigan, who is a principled former FBI agent, can be anti-government or anti-truth and justice. No, but he's not anti-government of Jamaica. He's anti-corruption, anti-nepotism, anti-cronism, and surely anti-enriching themselves. That's what I believe Rattigan stands for. And if I believe that Rattigan stands for such, I am sure the well-thinking thousands of Jamaicans who listen to him here in Jamaica and abroad are equally of the same, that his agenda is standing on the principles of accountability. It's not standing on the principles of an anti-government of Jamaica. So I am saying, my learned friend, in your limited perspective, respectfully, when you can take the cataract or the glaucoma off your eyes, my friend, I am sure we can have a reasonable discussion going forward. So, but this is because you are better off. This is because you are better off. I'm going to say to you tonight, my brother.
Yeah.
How much of the funds can you give me in terms of charity? Seeing that you're better off. Yeah, how much? No, you say you are better off, just like how Mark Golding said, I'm going to give 80% to charity. How much are you willing to give up?
No, I can't give $1.
You can't give $1, but you're better off.
I am better off.
You can't give $1, but you're better off.
Yes.
What about you know that you're better? So what you're better? You've been able to buy another car, you've been able to do another investment.
No, I'm able now to save a little more.
You're saving a little more. Where you're saving it with SSL?
No, I'm not.
Or you're saving it with NCB?
Credit unions.
You're saving it with credit unions.
Correct.
Have you recognized? You know what? Have a good night. Keep being better off. You have angered the public sector workers tonight. Have a good night. You hear, my friend? All right. Blessings to you. I hope it's not next time. Wait, the question. Are you one of the Prime Minister's security details?
I've never met the Prime Minister.
All right. Be blessed.
Never met him.
All right. But you're a part of the armed forces, but you never met your Minister of Defense. Hello. Turn off that quickly now, please. Turn off the thing quickly. Good night. Welcome, caller.
Hello?
Yes, welcome.
Andre, are you?
Yes, we're hearing you talk, man. Hello, good night. Yes.
Him sound like one of them uptown jump fence Batman. When them call, hang up your phone. You hear me say?
No, we're not going to disrespect. We're not going to disrespect the people them like that.
Uptown jump fence Batman. Hang up your phone when them call.
Oh, what kind of banger around this family? Hello, good night. Welcome to the program.
Hello, sir.
Good night, sir. Welcome. Can you turn off the TV? Hurry up and turn off the TV, man. The man says that Rattigan and Stevens anti-wholeness and anti-government of Jamaica. Is what you know. These learned people are just a disappointment. Isaac Buchanan. Isaac, don't cuss over there now. I know you're over there cussing and I know the man are really. Hello, welcome to the program.
Yes, I want to concur with Isaac on one point he made about the referendum. I totally agree with him that the Jamaican people will not accept the constitutional reform as proposed. Yes, I just want to say that.
So you agree with Isaac that the Jamaican people won't accept the constitutional reform?
No, they will reject it.
All right, thank you for your perspective. Okay, caller? Yes. Oh, Jesus.
Andre.
Wait, Mr. Rattigan, make we hear the people them some more, man. Hello, good night. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Good night, welcome.
Yeah, worry. Just want to say to you that you're not hearing me?
Sir, just talk respectfully, please, and we need to hear your views.
Yeah, man, good night. I was just saying, I appreciate what you're doing, you know, and I like how you set up Rattigan.
All right, thank you for your commendations. All right, be blessed. Hello, good night. Welcome to the program.
Good night. Is this Mr. Stevens?
Yes, this is Andre Stevens.
How are you? Good night. Been listening to the conversation and trust me, it's lovely to hear.
So will you be joining the sitting?
Why, I would love to, but I'm not a public servant.
Yeah.
I'm in the private section of the constituents, so to speak.
So you're a private sector worker?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you can stand in solidarity and take some sick days?
Well, I would try that still, but based on certain other priorities, I can't at the moment. But I'm just saying I enjoy the conversation and I'm listening to the reasoning from night, and it's lovely to hear. And based on the discussions, I really appreciate the feedback from both Mr. Rattigan and Mr. Buchanan. So trust me, they are really good to hear.
Thank you for that. All right.
All right.
I need to get responses from like Murder, Ra. Hello, good night, Shernette. You hear what's insensitive that one man is because he's better off. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the program.
Yes, man. I would like to voice my voice on the ground.
Sir, just hurry and talk, man. Just hurry and talk.
Alright. I like the program and I understand what everything is saying. Now, what I want to say is the people in Jamaica, the teachers, and all these people who are working so hard, you know, I agree with what you guys are saying, that they must not come out. I believe that they should stay in their yard.
Stand in them yard.
Stand in their yard because we tell you this better. It's so hard to see people working daily, you know, and getting few rest. Going to work again the next day, wake up on time to rush to take taxi, bus, or drive their cars, or whatever our nearest point, whatever walk foot or anything. It doesn't matter. People are getting up daily and working so hard and not getting paid. And it's so hard to find food to put on their table, paying their bills. And it's a wickedness. It's a wickedness.
All right, so you say you're standing with the public sector workers come Monday by sitting in?
Well, I'm very far away from here, sir. I live in the St. Catherine area.
You don't need, no, we're asking you to sit in. You don't need to talk about, we're asking you to stay home. Will you be able to stay home for a few days?
Of course.
All right. So stand in solidarity, all right? Thank you for your contribution. Hello, good night, welcome.
Good night, Andre.
Yes.
I'm calling from Montego Bay. You know what, Andre? We not only should sit in, we should also fast and pray. For that day or those days, and then we will see the effect and the changes.
So you say sit in and do some fasting and prayers?
Yes, Andre. Private sector, public sector, man, woman, boy, student, everybody should fast and pray for that day.
Oh, well, they said the schools are on holiday, so it won't be effective. Remember, the schools are on holiday, so it won't be effective, because remember that the schools are on midterm break.
Yeah, but whatever day we are prepared to sit in, we should fast and pray, Andre.
All right, thank you, darling.
Because I'm ready. I am ready.
Okay. I never remember that the schools are on something they break. Ice at Mr. Rattigan. Hello, good night.
Good night, Andre.
Yes, sir.
One question I would like to speak to you about.
Repeat that.
If you know, demonstrate I is willing to go on the road.
The people are agreeing that they don't need to demonstrate. What they're doing is having a sit-in.
I'm willing to go on the road. I'm willing to go on the road. You don't know if you're ready to demonstrate. Anything you want to do, I'll do it.
And we have come to the consensus. We have come to the consensus that we're simply going to sit in. All right? Be blessed. Oh, my phone's blowing up. Mr. Rattigan, you had a response to that, gentleman?
No, you know what? It would be best not to even address that, because I stand by the principle that you just ignore ignorance and just let it go.
Ignore ignorance.
Yeah, don't give it any oxygen. Let it go.
Hello, good night.
Good night, Andre. All right. School is on midterm break, but that is just one for the civil servant. The others can still stay in. Schools will be open on Wednesday. They can go all the way to Friday.
Oh, so you said the civil servant, so the police, the soldier, them, the nurse, the doctor to start, and then the teachers join them on Wednesday. That sounds reasonable.
Will join on Wednesday.
I thought you endorse that.
That shows the thinking of the people. I like that.
And everybody else starts on Monday.
So you say everybody else should start on Monday and the teachers just join in Wednesday.
Everybody else starts on Monday and the teachers join in on Wednesday.
Oh.
And it works out for the parents also, so they can make preparation for their children.
Okay, all right. Sounds like a reasonable argument. Okay, blessings. You know, we should start with first the airports and customs. Hello, welcome to the program.
Yes, passive response sitting in is a wonderful idea. The thing is, the organization is still needed because it is not a mandate that is going to be handed down by the head of state, like how the pandemic stay at home was. It's the organization for maximum outcome.
Well, let us see the teachers. Let us see the teachers and the police will be restive, and let us see the doctors and the nurses will be restive. Let us see the firefighters and the aircraft traffic controllers become restive. I'm going to observe over the next 20. I'm going to say to you, I'm going to observe if the organizers of these groups, the JT, the Police Federation, I'm going to see the responses in the next few hours. All right?
Okay.
Bless you, honey. Gentlemen, you have any other words?
Yeah, if I may, just tell the listening audience, and they can join me tomorrow, Reason with Rattigan on Reggae Global Radio, as well as YouTube. We're going to straight to YouTube tomorrow. Inaugural broadcast. So
oh, you can stream from YouTube officially now.
Tomorrow.
So you can go and subscribe to Mr. Rattigan's YouTube page, guys. Yes, he can stream now. I know when Mr. Rattigan come here, him get a big boost on him channel. You know? So I'm asking all of you. Yes, man, it's the truth. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Welcome to the program.
Hello, Andre.
Yes, good night.
Good night. Tuesday is Labor Day.
We're aware.
Yes, a public holiday.
We're aware. We spoke about that already, caller. Okay?
Okay, all right.
So, guys, remember to follow Mr. Rattigan. Remember to go on my TikTok. Tell them Reasoning with Rattigan is his YouTube name.
Yeah, Reasoning
Hello.
with Rattigan.
Blessings to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me?
Yes, Miss, just talk, please. Okay? We're hearing you.
Interest.
Lord God. Hello, welcome to the program. Hello, welcome to the program.
Hi, Andre. Good night, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how the Prime Minister have the audacity to yesterday be calling us schizophrenic, to today laughing at us about charity. Yeah.
You're still baffled?
Yes, I'm really baffled, actually. This is astonishing. Like, you could even make this up. I don't know which script they're following, but this one is unbelievable. This is dictatorship.
And that is why you must vote against it, all right?
Yeah.
All right, bless you. Mm-hmm. Hello, good night, welcome.
Hi. Good night, Andre. What you could do is you could ask the opposition to put out their voice on it.
The opposition to call for a national
security. Let the opposition join in, yeah.
Well, I will, Mr. Mark Golding and to the People's National Party.
Yes.
The progressive people of Jamaica are asking for you to rise up nationally and ask for a national sitting for Jamaica.
Right. You will have more clout to that.
All right, let us see now.
All right.
Hello, good night.
Good night, Andre.
Yes, there.
And you know what I think? I think all the brothers need to come together and like put it on their platform so everybody can know. So even people that is not watching your program can know that we're planning a strike and the strike will be an act. So even like brothers like World Dog, those people that have those platforms, put it
Darling, me not have no link to World Dog and Brits and them something there. I would want to get to them. I'll see if we can organize a post to Mr. Rattigan and put it out there and see how the responses will be. All right?
Oh, yes. There's one other thing, I don't think nobody's talking about it, that the salary increase for the government, the Prime Minister, was from 2022.
So it has. Oh.
I saw it on the BNW program, and it was from 2022. Actually, they got that salary increase. So when the opposition minister coming out now talking about this ticket, it's a whole load of crap he's talking about. He's going to give away 80%, 20%, whatever it is.
All right.
It was from 2022.
So you're saying that you're seeing the facts that the people. All right, leave that alone. Don't bother. Me no understand, but nobody take it up too much. All right.
All right. Oh.
Boy, the lady I said, boy, them know a long time, and I just know and the people, but me shut my mouth. Hello? Yes, sir. No, he says he's only taking 80%, 20%, but the other 80% he will send it to charities and other welfare. I am sure Mr. Golding will have a team to manage that 80%. All right. He's as he said, it's ongoing dialogue. I know Dayton Campbell, his general secretary, who is a part of the Electoral Commission, is equally saying that he'll take a 20%. Sir, you have to talk up, you know. You have to talk up. You sound like you're under the bed. So you're saying that you see it as a trick by Mr. Golding?
Yeah, man, just a trick. That's the money. And that don't mean nothing. Try not it. What Michael Man would have Michael Man that they would have big chip. So I like that chap big chip, but then no better.
So you say your argument is no better hearing, no better barring. All right, my boss. Mighty God. Guys, we're finishing this program soon, you know. What do you mean by big up Dr. Coombs, and when Dr. Coombs talk, him have to retract him statement? And what do you about big up Dr. Coombs, and as him talk, him have to pull down him statement? Nobody can tell me to take down no statement. I believe in the freedom of expression, cost it what it will. Me Dr. Coombs did nothing wrong. So when Dr. Coombs talk and Dr. Coombs have to pull back statement, that is a weak man. And I stand by what I stand by. Nobody can program me like no puppet on a string. Hello, good night. Hello. Me know them couldn't program ISAT and tell them to take down nothing. Hello. Good night. Yes, Mr. Isrura. So you're saying that it's a sham? You know, all right, boss. And I am saying I respect Dr. Coombs from the times of going to university. Philip Coombs and I went to university at the same time. And Philip Coombs is such an influential guy in his circle. And if Philip Coombs could have just stood up on the principles of the hard-working doctors who have to work overtime in this country, you're going to say, oh, the established people ask you to take down posts, when you and how many other hundreds of doctors are underpaid and overworked in this country. And you're going to say that established system asks you. Nobody not supposed to program your Philip Coombs. None of them. I was so hurt by it that a well-educated young man come back, established system, come tell you to take down posts. So what do you know? Hello, good night.
Yeah, good night.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm just asking, the opposition said you need to take 20% of the rest, right? What if he should step up tomorrow or resign? The next person taking his seat will do the same.
Well, we're not sure about that, sir. We'd have to wait until that leader opposition come, all right? Guys, me kind of very exhausted tonight. I've had a long day, and I'm sure the gentlemen here too are exhausted. And a button and rubber we mouth to keep it up. Hello, good night.
Good night, Professor.
Yes, my love.
Professor, well, may I tell you, say it's still too much for me.
You still not come. I said, turn off that one there, that woman you're at. You're not going to love this.
Me not even prepared tonight. Me say it's still too much for me. Me say last night, me say, we the people of Jamaica do not need an opposition to speak for us. We can fight for out the ourselves. So what is right from what is wrong and how wicked and evil this Jamaica Labour Party government is. See this man, when you have my MP say people with caliber. Well, me glad say Rattigan set the rat trap. And the rat trap done set already because I want to know what kind of caliber them have. Enough of them by degree people, yeah? Them sleep with tutor people, you forget subject and forget degree. Me want to know what kind of caliber them in them. You understand? But what I am saying...
So who by degree? Is who by degree love sleep with people, man?
What I want to say is, Professor, me say, the man when you mark, well, then the man disappoint me, you say, man. The man can't lick me now like my prime minister when me used to say me a prime minister lick me. It better if the man never talk, none at all in a professor. It better if the man never talk, none at all.
What you mean overcomer?
It better if he never talk, you know, it's nonsense. Let me tell you something about common sense. Common sense must be taught in school. Because even common sense alone shouldn't tell him and say, you can't come to a man like Andrew with that. See, Andrew just lick him and so in my face. Me say, when me see this shit today, me say, Jesus Savior pilot me. What nonsense. When you come to, I'll make this man get up and laugh after you. Me say this some upstairs. Me say the man have this something in the bag, you know. If that type of man didn't even shut him out. And these people, none of them are united. They're not united. And you see, if they didn't love country and love them party, if they didn't love country and love them party, they would have even unite and say, you know what, I'll do away broke, I'll do away want the money, I'll make we shame the JLP. Make we just unite on this and shame the JLP. They big old fool people and fish show you say, I just come in a politics and a business with Jamaica or Jamaicans. It's time for we rise up, you know.
You know, so I'm going to say this to you.
Jamaicans rise up.
I said, me know Rattigan and you are going to agree with overcomer. You know, say, that salary increase there, I go put we at a point a serious voter apathy. Say that possibly the voter apathy in this country go reach about 77 to 80%. I want you here again, you know.
Yeah, me here.
This, and I don't think them know enough, but this recent decision for 200% increase overcomer with the opposition and the government seemingly. You understand? I believe it's going to, remember I said the voter apathy what there was 53%.
Yes.
If every Jamaican is saying them fed up at Jamaica, them not believing in the two-party political system. Are you aware that this is a serious sign that will increase voter apathy?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying, because even me know, when Pan Green, when me tell her this, I'm not voting for Andrew HOLNESS. I don't know me love my party, but me not vote for Andrew because I, for one, me disappointed in him because me did love him, rate him, respect him, or even wife. I'm disappointed. The only thing I want from now is a container from either him or Mark him in a container to expand my business. That's all I need from them. That's all. I need not more from them. But me I tell you now, right? If Mark Holden led government, they just use a common sense. You don't want no degree, you don't want no brightness, you don't want no more little common sense to say, make we use this. Being that every Jamaican is upset about it. Being that this is the bite of the week, the month, the year, the decade. This is the bite of the past 6-7 years. JLP never done a wicked China. This I was, you know. This I was, you know. Mr. Sickly and lazy, you talk about this, you know.
Sickly and lazy, you so want to the dead.
All people are not even have sense to understand about sickers. I talk about this.
Sickly and lazy, want to the dead. Nothing.
Mr. All dead. Mr. All dead. Me I tell us, I feel me dead man, I went there and labor right disappointed. Hey, can I tell you?
Go on, me love. Go on, me love. Love you. No, sir. Hello, good night.
Yeah, good night.
Wait, no, man. No, I don't want to only for big up, right? Just get into the pipe, no, man.
Listen, man. You see, every movement and any real true movement requires a lead. This is why you have the splintering. You have some people coming out today. You have some people wanting to sit down. You need somebody to unite these people. Mr. Golden is the accepted leader of the PNP. Mr. Golden come out today and declare that they don't appreciate this salary packaging. The problem that I have with that is, like the caller before said, is that not all of this kind of China rest of the world. Now the next thing on the guy where the supervisor guy will call about the satisfy with people. Of course, it's satisfy with people. But it's stupid because as a supervisor, you want good production out of your staff. So you want them to be well compensated too. So I don't understand that. It's ridiculous. But if the reason is that you want good people and therefore you must pay them good money to attract good people, then what does your staff that is a supervisor? It's ridiculous. But yeah, I love the show tonight.
All right, thank you for that.
Wait, one more thing. Rocky Beat. Listen, Rocky Beat, real purpose is coming into focus. You see how the people are dissatisfied now, and it feels like revolution or rebellion is in the air. Now you can see why Rocky.
So you're saying Rocky Mead, Ambassador Plenitentiary, is coming into. You will understand him in a few days or weeks to come.
Yeah, it's true purpose when really did it. It depends on the people. If the people get up and rise up against
yes.
madness, and if they holding smart, holding with use this and turn it into a movement,
you can't stop talking about Mr. Golding respectfully. Thank you. Have a good night. Bless you. Every minute I get a chance to be Mark Golding. Love Mark Golding now. Let go him, man. Jesus. If Andre can't say so. But I want to tell Mark Golding. You know, I'm shut my mouth. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night.
And where I start to eat.
Yes. I want to say, as a young voter, I am very upset in the happenings with the Prime Minister Andrew Holness and everybody. This country needs to come together, and we need to get rid of labor rights PMP. You understand?
So
because
you're working with the UIC this time?
We right now, me I tell us that me sit down, me is a young person. Me is a small business owner.
Yes.
And when me look at the amount of taxes that me as a young business owner have to be paying for this country. And the teachers, nurses, even Cornwall Regional, we don't have a hospital.
It's coming, it's just delayed. The hospital coming is just delayed.
Yes, and this man is going to actually take such a high increase in payment for him and his colleagues, and then now Mark Golding say him go and do this, him go and do that. Right now, we not believing in nobody right now.
You say you lose confidence in the entire political structure.
Well, me think me go and give Mark Golding a try still, you know. But me I tell us that me disappointed in Andrew HOLNESS.
All right, thank you for that. You hear?
We know nothing with Andrew.
All right.
When they do down here to go become 80, because we fed up and we tired, because we see a badness in my deal with, you know. You understand?
So wait. So you say you're gonna chop back badness spanning?
No, we not chop no badness, but we as the young people of this country, because majority of young people put him where him there.
So what kind of small business you doing?
Well, I am a small business, meaning I am an egg farmer, right?
Oh, you're an egg farmer?
Yes, for 7 years now.
Oh, so you're an egg farmer from HOLNESS Prime Minister?
7 years before. But me never expand in it that much. And for me as a small business owner, you understand? We need better for the teachers, the nurses, the doctor, the police, the military. We Jamaican, we have a say. You know, just jump up and do things so and they bully and they go on like anything easy. We have to work with. Everybody have a constitutional right. We are Jamaican, we have staff, so you know, just come bully.
So yeah, say the HOLNESS government, Andrew HOLNESS badness.
Fully reverse, reverse the inner, fully reverse the inner.
All right.
You understand? And we are no system dog around us up.
We no system what?
We no system dog. We are law-abiding citizens just like him, and if we treat we like smarty, we no dog.
Oh.
Yeah. That is my say.
Which part of the country are they? And I have to tell the exact state.
When they are man figure there, and when they have a bed from 8 o'clock, you need to come with a crime plan.
Oh, bless up the whole of Mobile where they under the state of emergency. Bless up, hey, the whole of Mobile watching the ice of car, they can't come out of their yard.
They need to come up with a crime plan. Every minute we understand crime is on the rise. We need crime to go down.
So them lock in, them they can't come out at night time.
Well, I mean, as it touch 8 o'clock, as soldiers and police park up everywhere.
That's why if you go in and go learn from teacher. Teacher will educate you know, alright? Alright. No, Mr. Buchanan and Mr. Rattigan, the whole of we tired. No, me can't continue tonight.
No, hold on a second there. We have the chairman of the Diaspora Crime Intervention and Prevention Task Force wants to call him. So I just gave him the number. So, Captain, if you're listening, Andre is waiting for your call. So call
Hello,
him.
good night.
Good night, Andre.
Just start quick, sir, I bet me want to go.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Rattigan and everybody.
Yes, sir.
Andrew Holness are the wickedest man alive, the wickedest man ever born.
Worse than Putin, worse than Hitler.
Worse than everybody. Hey, we show you the man wicked. You the man attack like the politician that they feel hungry. Remember, the man, politician have them US citizenship and key it up, you know. Man, give the US citizenship will go in a politics, you know. So how Andrew attack like politician and they feel hungry. The man, them just wicked and thief, yeah, brother. The man, they just wicked and thief and wicked to poor people.
Oh. All right.
Politician give them citizen US citizenship to go in a politics, you know, brother.
All right. Thank you for your perspective, okay?
Alright, boss. Man, them thief and wicked, man, them for poor, man.
Hello, good night. Welcome to the program. Oh, Lord, guys, I'm very drained. I'll pull through for another few minutes. Hello, good night.
Hello, Andre.
Yes.
Good night to you. Mr. Buchanan. Good night to you, sir.
What's the question to Mr. Buchanan? Hurry with it, sir.
The same question, Andre, from last time. That's 800 million.
Sir, I tell you, Mr. Buchanan is not the Integrity Commission. We're doing research. We're doing research.
Excellent. My quick one to you. You know, Mr. Prime Minister smiling when you talk about the PNP talking about Jesus.
Oh, the frequency in your phone is very disrupting, all right? I have to cut the call. Hello, good night.
Hello?
Yes, the frequency in your phone, you have to turn off the TV, yes.
Yeah, I'm turn it off. The only thing I want to say is, please, can you tell Mark Golden to use some of the money where they might get so they can put a mental clinic, health clinic in Slipen Road. It's one
darling,
clinic
and a Mark Golding salary for put mental clinic in a Slipen Road. That's the duty of the government. That would be unconscionable and very inconsiderate. And the Prime Minister for go put mental don't insult. Oh God, no, it is the duty of the government to put in those facilities. That is asking Mark Golding for ton basket, for ton water in a wine. Yeah, darling. No, darling. No. It's a duty of a government to do that, not the leader of the opposition.
Okay.
Be realistic now.
Andrew, I mean, imagine in a Kingston, in a Garrison, if somebody's sick and have mental illness, they have to wait till the Tuesday to go there.
Yeah, but I am saying to you, I am going to say to you, ask for representation by Christopherson. Ask for representation from the government. You can't smart one if you little where him and say I'm gonna give over. You expect him to turn it around and turn. You know what should they build one of those facilities? 60 million, 80 million.
1 day a week, 1 day a week.
And that is why, that is why you can't ask Mark Golding to that, because he's not the Prime Minister. Go ask your selfish, cruel, inconsiderate, vulgar Prime Minister to deal with that. All right.
Well, Andre, good night, darling.
Yeah. You can't ask Mark Golding. That would have been very unreasonable, I said to Mr. Rattigan, if you ask Mark Golding for build clinic. After Mark Golding the government.
True.
And I am there on the budget of spend the resources. You must use sense, man.
I get the feeling that people are under the impression that Mark Golding is the co-leader of the government. He gets the blame for everything, so might as well.
No, when him forget the blame, me give him the blame. But this is one me with defending.
No, what I'm saying, these callers come in and it's bash Mark. Very interesting.
It's not bashing. They are honest criticism, but some of them are really unreasonable. Me not saying all of them is bashing. Some of them are very constructive criticism. And you as a learned attorney, you as a learning barrister, no sense from nonsense. Stop it.
Part of it, Andre.
Hello, good night.
Yeah, good night. Question. Where's that money coming from now to pay the Prime Minister?
The $1 trillion budget, the $1 trillion budget. It was already in the budget, you know. But because Mr. Rattigan never able to go through that the comb, to go through the salaries them way there. Mr. Rattigan passed through and never see it. It was already prescribed in the budget, you know, because remember they said it's 22 from 2022. These monies were prescribed, but me and you never see it in when the budget were the Standing Finance Committee. Cause it hides somewhere. It put under one piece of something and put in a one section, but we never see it.
So, is it that they're going to raise tax on the people?
To raise tax, they never say no news taxes, sir.
But to find all those money, even though they hide it, you said that they hide
no, but the argument is it. Remember, you know, the argument is to finance that budget yearly is just going to be $1 billion. Remember, they have a surplus of $80 billion in the budget. So it will only be $79 billion that stays. It's $1 billion to finance them. All right? Bless you. Mr. Rattigan, can you respond?
Respond to what?
You were saying something, man.
No.
Him can't work, you see. Look on that one. He might work while starting on the program.
I was gonna say no. What I was gonna say before we sign off is that tune into Reason with Rattigan tomorrow on. You can catch it on Facebook, YouTube.
Who will be your guest tomorrow, Mr. Rattigan?
I'm getting to that. And the time, it's gonna be 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Jamaica time, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. New York time. My guest will be the illustrious Professor Rosalia Hamilton.
Who?
Rosalia Hamilton from Advocates Network. And we'll be talking about constitutional reform, government salaries, etc.
Rosalia Hamilton and who?
She'll be the only guest.
All right. You can come to listen to Professor Rosalie Hamilton on Rattigan's program. But Jamaica, that is where we leave it tonight. Thanks to my learned guest. I don't want to say they're residents on a Friday night, but they are residents when we have a national issues.
Which is every Friday night.
Yes. All right, Jamaica. Thanks to the learned Isaac Buchanan and the learned Wilfred Rattigan.
No, the experience. No, him had the learned, me had the experienced.
Oh, the learned Buchanan and the experienced Rattigan.
Exactly.
It's all, and I hope you all appreciate this show tonight. And I'm saying to Jamaica, remember to follow me on TikTok at Andre Stevens Backup. Not Andre Stevens 876. Andre Stevens Backup. I need to reach to the 1,000 subscribers on TikTok to be able to keep the message going with the millennials. The millennials need to be aware and we need to keep them focused because they're very distracted with all of the TikTok dramas, the whole heap of cussing between Brits and World Dog. They're not able to hear them what is happening. They need the guidance. So
Andre,
we're asking.
You know, you need to come on my TikTok. So we can bring up your numbers back real quick.
Oh, tomorrow. You want me to come tomorrow?
Yeah, man. We just talk tomorrow. Not during Rattigan time, because we're not taking no viewers from
No, man.
Mr. Rattigan. But yeah, we can do that tomorrow.
Thank you,
So that one session should bring you up to the 1,000.
Yeah, because I'm at about 500 and something now. So I'm asking everybody, ask your children to subscribe. What is happening is that they're subscribing to the old TikTok channel. Them subscribing to the old TikTok channel. Not realizing, guys, there are 2 TikTok channels. Oh, Isaac is also live on TikTok as we speak. Yes, guys, he's on TikTok. So this old TikTok, we have the 34,000 followers. They have banned it. But I can post content, but I can't go live. There is a follow-up page that is called Andre Stevens Backup. Isaac, you can follow it too, please.
Same time.
So see it there.
Andre, you have the whole of TikTok over here. I did with laugh.
So there, the Andre Stevens. So you will go and see the Andre Stevens Backup. You will see me and my grandma. So I'm asking you all. They are started to post back contents over here. So I'm asking you, and I would expect that. Yeah, man, start following me, guys. Andre Stevens Backup.
Andre on Andre TikTok Backup. Yes.
So I'm asking everybody to follow me and keep the TikTok going. All right. Blessings to you all. Thanks to all the contributors on every platform. Thanks for watching me on Equally the Partner Draw TV. I have 2 channels. One is the Partner Draw TV, and I create here why I do that, Mr. Rattigan. Remember, not for them one come after me, so I create the backup channel for my YouTube in any case. So you have Partner Draw TV and you have the Andre Stevens Show. So you have I am Andre Stevens and Partner Draw TV. Remember to follow me also on Facebook, Andre Stevens Popsy Do. And remember also to follow me on Instagram. Because if them strike me nowhere else, guys, we have to keep the revolution ongoing. All right? It's a pleasure, guys. Ratty, you know, anytime you want me to come on the program, you just know that Saturdays are my worst days. But I'll try my very best to accommodate
and
you.
Isaac. You do.
Anytime you're ready, Mr.
All right,
Rattigan.
brother. All right. Andre, thanks for having me again.
It's a pleasure. Guys, thanks both to the experienced Rattigan and the learned Buchanan. And you know the people's defender, Stevens.
Okay.
Bless you, Jamaica. Thanks all for who have come tonight. And to the dedicated 6,500 people at midnight who is still watching. Is what time in England now?
It's
almost
morning time now.
About 6 o'clock in England. 6 a.m.
Almost 7 o'clock. It's almost 7 o'clock. Almost 7
Wow.
Yes,
and I'm sure people in London still watching me. Wow. Thanks to my producers, my senior producer, junior producer. This program is going places. And I can tell you, Jamaica, look in the crystal ball and see a big opportunity soon come. But until then, Jamaica.
I see it too.
What you say, Isaac?
I see it too. I was looking in my orange ball and I think I see the opportunity as well.
I wonder where Mr. Ratty. You see it in your crystal ball to Mr. Ratty.
You see it. We just see it. We don't need no crystal ball. We just see it.
The ball has to be orange.
We just see it.
All right. Thanks again, my people. Thanks again, guys. Love you. And remember when you come next week, nobody wear that the festive something. That where you put away. So you have sun and water in your house.
I'm gonna go to the jacuzzi when I'm done because I personally increased my salary. You understand? 200%. So I'm gonna go out.
So you got the jacuzzi.
I'm gonna go out on the balcony and I'm gonna go in the jacuzzi.
But
yeah,
you him said though, him said another free money.
I did it myself.
He beat himself, yeah.
Yeah. So nobody can pop style for me about 200% increase. You see me?
Anyway. You know what? Una now make me stand up here tonight and bust no more liberty, you know, cause I think enough but already. Gentlemen, una now sign out. Can you know say if you don't sign up, me now sign
Wait,
out.
I just was looking and I'm seeing 3:54:39 seconds, and I say it should just be 4 hours flat. So I'm buying time so that we can keep the record
Tell them
going.
to bless up the super chat and we keep for the 6 minutes.
Yeah,
Bless up
bless
the
up the super. Send some money to partner draw and the super chat. And remember, follow the page with him granny picture on it.
The two of them have my granny picture, man.
Rattigan is like, why did Isaac do that?
We see them again 634.
Already, yes.
I mean, I promoted the whole night, my students, them would have reached to the 1,000, you know. It a reach them, man. It a reach them. So I say we have 5 minutes more.
Yeah, let me get my bridge.
All right, you must you now go follow TikTok. You have your principled reasons.
You keep me on the grind, man.
Why you got the boy? That's a low blow.
No, man, it's unprincipled.
Yes.
Watch him. Hey, Ratty, always I work on you. I said you tell them sometime that we're working all 2 o'clock at night.
Well,
if you call I tell you what you're doing up.
Right.
Always up. Always
Hello?
up. The work never stops. You know that? As soon as I sign up,
Hello?
the phone just goes ring, 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 ring.
Ex-military people, commissioner and all those people. Why is he doing that? Why is he focusing on taking away people's rights and all that sort of thing? That's very, very important. That has never happened in the history of Jamaica before. Why now? You know? And look at his, why don't he focus on the leadership instead of paying everybody and paying everybody around him right now? That's my question.
Okay, and that's from a former military man.
What's the question?
Ask the question again. Go ahead, ask the question, brother.
My question is, why is the Prime Minister surrounding himself with so many ex-military persons and people, that he personally working with? Why is he doing that? Why is he doing it all of a sudden, bringing them into his fold? Does he have a plan? Does he has what intentions does he have for Jamaica? He doesn't seem to want to call in the election. So what are we going to be looking at in the future? Is it possible? I don't know, but I'm very, very concerned about that. And I know that Rocky Meat has expressed ideas about repealing people's personal rights before. Look at the history. So you have to wonder what's going on. Okay, so the people of Jamaica now must undertake him to find out what is going on and do not allow this thing to pass. That's my personal view. Okay, so I think we need to look at that very, very seriously. Everything very, very seriously and come together, speak with one voice to make sure that this does not go any further.
Well, let me ask you this. As a military man, what's your assessment of what's going on? You have identified what's going on, but what's your assessment of what's really going on? What's the motive behind it?
I think it's absolute power. And you know that absolute power corrupts, right? So therefore, we need to make sure that this does not happen. We need to snip it in the bud. We need to find out, and only the people can stop him. And they can stop him now. He's given them ample opportunity. 300% raise. He's trying to, just make sure it is peaceful and what have you, and get it together. The Jamaican people at home and abroad will support this. We think it's arrogance to the extreme. We need to understand that they must be accountable. Look at so many things that have not been pursued. So much corruption that has not been pursued. It's time we call a halt to it. That's my view.
All right, sir.
Yes.
All right.
Take care.
All right. Bless up. Yeah.
Wow. Interesting. So it must be that you people for that the man really can't tell for go to bed thinking about what kind of bank around this.
We have what? We have 35 seconds.
You can't go sleep think about that. No, something wrong.
Nothing happened to you, man. I thought I gonna make sure say you're all right. You know what I'm saying?
What your friend has done is make me wonder what them doing over there in the as they fornicate with the Constitution and rip it apart. One must be now worried. But in the 8 seconds, I want to thank you guys for the opportunity to be a part of such an exciting show and very informative.
You know, I thought a program like this would do well
on mainstream media.
I wonder if we can get it, because like how mainstream media in Jamaica don't really like me. I wonder if anybody overseas or the diaspora would have want to put me on a big program in the
What for try a thing, man?
You want to come on a program? My brethren run the biggest program in the tri-state area now. And the tri-state area now have the most Jamaicans. So if you want to come on that, just let me know.
I could see what they're able to offer because I have the views and the numbers.
All right, I'll link you with him.
I'm not really giving a partner join now. I just want to compliment partner join.
You know what I like to say? I'll be honest with you. I'd love to see you do like a tour.
I don't know.
Everybody a tour. I'd like to see you do a tour. The UK, Canada, and the US. I'd love to see you do a tour.
Well, and then you are going to organize it so way you talk. Hello.
This is where
yes, the final call. You get your partner, Dre. You get your luck. Come on.
I just want to say to Mr. Rattigan, I want him to know that he is the voice of Jamaican people. So don't listen to anything anybody else says. Just know that you are the voice and we respect what you're doing.
All right. You say you respect him. So you say he's the voice.
Yeah.
All right. Love you, honey.
You too?
Boy, Ratty, you are the voice for Jamaica.
No, sir.
All right.
Got you. Voice of Jamaica. I don't think Buju Banton would be too happy about that.
No.
Pull up on that. Boy. My belly.
I thought I said that, you know. It might cause problem for me from we on it. So you see, Mother Andre? Yeah, you're right. You're right. Next time I come here, I bring my hat too, you know. Cause one man have a crystal, an orange color ball. One man have an fedora.
No, man, this is one of the church sister, the apostolic act them.
Okay,
you know, when you're in the church, and you want catching the Holy Spirit, and you don't want them really see when you're asking. Yeah, man.
All right. I forgot.
Go on, no man, no go on, no man. Why don't love go on the bed? I thought him the two sexy voluptuous woman there in the jacuzzi are weird. Sit Lord Jesus. Bye-bye, my best friend. Bye-bye, Jamaica. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Jamaica, it was a pleasure. My name is Andre Stevens, and I'm tuning out.